Here begins Fate's next episode. Skyfarers have traveled these grand skies in hopes of achieving glory for that Platinum Arc World Tour qualification, and we're down to the final 8. And these final 8 only believe in one thing. They believe in what? They believe in victory! Granblue Fantasy versus Rising top 8 action here. I'm Zero, and joined by the illustrious J2 as we dive into this action. How are you doing, J2?
I am so excited. I know you guys have been waiting this Platinum qualifier for the Arc World Tour Series. Absolutely.
It's going to be that Charlotta and 6.
Yeah, Xerom looking absolutely stoic. You know, Ryazo looking a little comfy. We got the overcoat, the cardigan pulling up here, Charlotta versus 6. So it's going to be a absolute close range. While both of these characters really want to be in your face, whether it's with Charlotta Ball, with the empty hand. There's no projectiles to try and info through, but of course, Ultimate Rekka and Ultimate Ball are going to be these jump scares we're looking for at that 50-meter threshold.
And that's the thing, right? The explosivity of Ryazo on 6 is absolutely a sight to behold. I mean, I was just playing some casual sets of Ryazo before getting into this, and it's interesting. We watch it all the time when Ryazo decides to just lock in and up the ante, but suddenly it happens so fast without a moment's notice where you think you're in control, and it's all gone. Just absolutely shattered with that explosivity off of empty hand. But Xerom, same thing, blasting off with this Charlotta Ball. We'll see how the opening gambit begins between these two. Here we go.
Game number 1 of our top 8, starting it off pretty slow, I guess we could say. Apprehensive off of the round start. Lots of backdashes and already pushing to the corner off of the Charlotta Ball. Tries to empty hand to escape, but another catch by Xerom.
Yeah, Xerom really fishing for that counter hit. They're fishing for the parry coming from Ryazo. Wants to take it off the table. Demon Gate opens things up, the EX edition.
Yeah, we tried to react to the empty hand, right? But because we had those late active frames of the gate, we got caught out. We're fighting for mid-screen dominance here, and the delayed throw catches up the plus attack.
All right, does get that back throw here. It's a delay 2L, trying to open up, and Xerom already trying to fight back at the ult spin.
Ooh! Backdash for L, a clean confirm into the Raging Strike.
Was supposed to be that back special coming from Ryazo, the empty hand. Not going to work out, though. Xerom with a substantial lead to the 5U to finish the round.
I thought we had delayed enough to get past that 5U. The Koenig Shield, though, still saving you to take round number 1.
All right. And it is that dance that we're going to keep looking forward to here throughout this set. Big swing and a miss, but a couple dash Ls here to convert for Ryazo for the first significant combo of round 2.
Yeah, bring us all the way over to this West Coast corner. Lay things out, but it's the jump out. No catch from Ryazo.
All right, nice EX hands. Let's get that ult. Oh, a little bit of the combo limit, but we got that frame kill off the helm splitter. We're good.
Alright, escape with the Ultimate Rekka. Back behind with the 5U. Shadow step, but that ultimate empty hand again stopped by 5U.
Ooh, nice JM here. Cracking the face mask. Xerom trying to seal it out. Does have the resources to do it with the ult. Maybe one more interaction if we don't finish the job, but we will. We definitely will.
There we go. Clean routing from Xerom and a smile on his face. One game closer to that winner's finals.
Yes, that is a great way to kick things off here for this top 8. Complete control, and Ryazo certainly feeling confident going into this path here. Feels like that they're feeling like they're going to take this whole thing, and we'll see. I mean, this is the first obstacle in your path.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of LDP and the dive just to try and be a little tricky on that empty hand catch, but Ryazo once again with the Ultimate Rekka. All right, and
nice.
Ooh! The cross through on the parry. There we go, finds us in this East Coast corner once again.
I'm telling you, Ryazo's been working on that fancy footwork to get back and forth between the sides here. See if we can find out of the corner. Oh my goodness, Demon Flick grab. Nice launcher, super, send it home, Xerom.
Yeah, crucial continuation of the momentum here. Stood up in the corner, now you're in throw range, and Shimmy puts Xerom on set point.
Taking a single step away, but that is a step forward after. Into victory here for Xerom, one more round.
Again, we're looking for these feints to try and bait out the 5U. Last time we got caught in the run-up, but still sniped out with the far end.
Nice spin cycle here for corner. What a jab out here, but still going to get the BC. There's the parry. A little bit of a scramble. See, I'm starting to see more and more of that shadow clone work coming from Ryazo here to really mix opponents, but Xerom not going to be deterred.
Go, plus spins off of the dive. Takes us in the first dive in behind the back with a TP2U. No, but behind the back with a jump out JH. Xerom swapping up momentum once again. It's not the kill just yet.
All right, combo limit here. Nice, jumping away from the noble strategy. What a cross up. Xerom going to close out the round here with this SBA.
There we go. SBA for the kill here. Xerom with a clean 2-0, moving on to that first slot of winner's finals.
Yes, actually, Jitsu. Remember, I know last year we had a little thing.
Yeah.
2 O's across top 8.
Yeah.
No. Remember, this is ARC World Tour qualification.
How could I forget?
First to 3, baby, all the way. We are back.
Exactly. Some more action here in the winners semis. Ryazo gonna have to reverse sweep 3 games in a row before Xerom's able to close it out with 1. Fighting back out of the corner with that Thunder Flash. Keeps the pressure on.
All right, jab sequence out here. Already has a significant life lead. Let's not be swayed from achieving victory here, especially after I think we already were said and done. I mean, it was a 2-0 lead, but Xerom trying to make that a 3-0 lead at this rate.
Exactly. Builds up 100 for it. Might as well spend it where we have it. Take away that last BP as well, and it's lethal once again on set point.
The true set point here.
Yeah.
This is the real one. This is for all the marbles.
Shin
folks.
set point. All right, walking back. That 6-6H in place. Not going to catch a Aaron Rekka from Ryazo.
Nice spot dodge there. Able to steal back that turn. Ever so slightly dash up with the Rekka series.
Here we go. Far L. Not going to find a confirm afterwards, but it does push Xerom into the corner.
Nice, with the spin cycle, able to snipe right through that demon gate.
Ooh. Yeah, tried to challenge on a dive kick. I wonder what we were looking for there from Ryazo.
Off the wall. Nice for the air-to-air, diving out of trouble. And Xerom with the chase down of the ult.
Yeah, both of these characters, really good ultimate skills for catching out the backdashes, and Ryazo trying to maintain the spacing, but runs right into the 5U. One more could be lethal, but behind the back off of the Helmbreaker, Ryazo fights back.
All right, trying to mount this comeback here. Full corner carry with the super. Just trying to establish an even playing field here. Obviously not killing, but with down 2 Brave points, that helps Ryazo gain an advantage here. Oh, punish this. No. Oh, because the lights. Because the lights!
Scary situation. The light is only -3, but in the heat of the moment, you're thinking, do I challenge? Are they going to send it with the EXDP on minus frames? Is it my turn to take this set back? But Xerom, he's like, all right, I got you. 3-0.
Xerom out here cackling of victory here. Like, what? The villain of the bracket is Xerom once again? Are you kidding me?
And a villain making his way into that winner's finals. There we go.
Oh, what a great way to start things off here between these two. But yes, ARC World Tour qualification. Let's not forget, folks, first to 3 all the way through this top 8. We're going to keep it even across the globe. No matter where you're at, trying to qualify for these points, you are here for a first to 3 top 8.
There we go. I'm super excited to see it. We got a real barn burner of a set coming up next. Who do we have up on the stand, Xero?
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Look, this sharpshooter has been out here killing it in online brackets. Insurgent on the Eustace.
Yep. And tearing it up in the offline scene time and time again. Paragon's own Zane pulling up with the Grimnir.
I don't know what happened in the last month. I'll be quite honest. Insurgent just suddenly was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to take victory no matter what. Every single bracket. We're talking through WASDs. There was a 2v2 event that they had taken on with Tab. And then even through TNS. Like, a Eustace rising to the occasion here. And I've been joking around, and honestly, there's a little bit of truth with it too. At Texas Showdown, I'm like, we're going into a year of zoners here, all right? Just, you have to accept it. I know Elsa's on the way, or not Elsa, Wilness is on the way here, and Meg, but
we got a little bit of time,
plenty of zoners out here have been rising to the top, and Eustace is certainly one of those.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's been so active in the scene for quite some time, but it's like you're saying, right? This past month in particular has been on a tear, playing out of his mind, and now in the winner's side of top 8 to try and send Zane down into that loser's side.
And no easy feat here with this Grimnir, of course. Kind of lauded as one of the top-tier characters. Again, just played the game like no one else really does, right, in terms of the cast. And honestly, if you look back at the run for Zane here, how many ARC World Tour events to try to get that qualification, taking points at gold events, just falling short of a platinum or 2, but finally crossing that threshold into qualification, into ARC World Tour finals. This would be really nice to just end the run early, right, to get that guaranteed spot, since platinum guarantees you an invite to Seoul, South Korea.
Exactly. He was fighting up until that last minute to try and find the qualification, maybe looking for an easier, ticket over to Grand Finals over in Seoul, South Korea. But of course, Insurgent rocking the Eustace. I think it's interesting going into the Grimnir, right? Because we think a lot about, we set out H Fireball, we set out H Seals, and now we have to think about, this Super Dash style mix-up. Are they going to take to the skies and try and bait out my anti-air, or are they just going to try and go for, TK Dash?
Right.
Go for the just off of the ground plus frames. When you're playing a character like Eustace, though, who has the EX slow kill, who has a special that really covers that just above your head kind of angle, I think it's going to be one more tricky thing you have to look out for if you're Zane.
Yeah, I think also even the ult slow kill is going to be an issue, right? Because that is going to cover even more angles. Quite honestly, a trapezoid of angles, if you will, to cover the space that Grimnir likes to chase it. Folks are really starting to study this character, especially with the seal setup, sitting in that, actually, I keep talking about that sweet spot, which is right between the first two seals and right underneath the second set of seals. And that's a perfect anti-air position. You can even go for air-to-air interactions. It's not, 100% foolproof, but you're at least controlling that space. You're setting up the threat.
Exactly. We see a lot of, rising JL, as well as kind of this universal answer throughout the cast. Obviously, some ways to bait that out. You catch on the landing, but if you're being a little bit too autopilot with the way that you're taking to the skies and trying to bait out those anti-airs, it's one way to try and, consume some of those seals.
Exactly. And here we are. Fists have been bumped. Buttons checked. We're getting into the second round. First off, who's got Insurgent taking the W here? Got some Insurgent fans. What about the Zane fans? All right, we might get some Dragon Ball action out here, folks, as Zane not only made an excellent run in Dragon Ball Fighters, I'm pretty sure I have made top 8. I got to double check the bracket for that one. Either way, Zane is on a victory streak so far, but so is Insurgent.
So let's see who can stay alive in the winner's side as we let these intros rock.
I'm privy to think on this a while.
Shakespeare is a fighting game character.
If Shakespeare was this cool, I'd be way more into Shakespeare than I am right now.
AP Lit would have been a lot easier at the time, but
Macbeth would have been jamming.
All right, Deliver Die in the winner's side. The double 6XL, no challenge from Insurgent.
He's late tech, so a little bit of damage on the side of Insurgent. Could be worse, but the 5H is certainly markedly worse than what the 6XL would have done.
Oh, yeah. That down to the ground.
Special. Oh, see, and that's such a scary spot. You can't put a button inside that tornado. You got to wait for the next decision from Zane there. Are you going to go high, going to sneak with the run-up throw?
Yeah, standing on the seals, it's like you mentioned at the top of the set as well, making it tricky to look for these air dashes, but the Z dash consumes 3 of those seals for nothing in particular on Insurgent's HP. Nice snipe with the slow kill.
Nice off the wall sliding. Let's go.
You
see. Dash L!
Yeah, that slight delay to catch out the fuzzy. Now we got the ultimate Psycho Crusher on the... Ooh, okay, going for the link into another. I was wondering if we dropped the Raging Chain, but instead optimizing for the damage in round number 1.
Yeah, nice snipe here from Zane, even on that final Brave point to achieve a round. Yeah, Insurgent not quite able to get that game plan going yet. Nice roll with the close combat.
There we go, straight through that H Fireball. There, send the slow kill.
Solid Snake, not the only user of CQC, so is Eustace here, but Insurgent gonna have to go for the long game, the slow kill. Rat Race applied, goes to the block.
Back down to the ground, the seals aren't gonna help you escape the corner, but the BC, here we go, sets up step number 1 behind the back.
Oh, didn't even use the seal, actually. I expected another seal dash, we got the setup here for corner.
Go, J2 and for you, we set the H tornado, but we just walk up with the UDP.
Yep. Good call to blast right through that tornado here. BC out. Ooh, nice dive with the delay. Nice, interrupts the 5H. This is big.
Yeah, right in between the 2 hits. Perfect spacing here for Insurgent to find the wood punish.
All right, here we go. Raging strike. Just the corner carry. Not quite close enough for the dash.
No, not quite able to find the kill. Just a little too far from the corner. Now Zane still has one more chance to bring this back.
There we go. Slow kill ult edition.
There we go. It's hard to win that Fireball war when Insurgent has the meter for that ultimate Flemic Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. Scream, aim, and fire into the next round here. Who's going to draw first blood, though? Nice shot.
Yeah, playing a little slower off the round start. We have to respect that EX slow kill coming out from Eustace.
All right. Ooh, deep jumping. Again, tempering expectations of how you're going to utilize that seal because you're watching up high thinking, all right, there's another dash. Trying to bait out anti-air potential, but still comes down. Nice low interrupt here.
Yeah, the challenge to the 2M. Spot dodge on the red grenade. Not going to get the free. Plus feint, tries to spot dodge again, but caught up by that third hit of the ultimate Flemic Thunder. Ooh, a little bit too far to get the link off of the Psycho Crusher, but it does put you full screen.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. How'd you avoid the slow kill? Are you kidding me?
He threaded the needle, man. Not going to build up the 100, but you don't need it. The base damage of Raging Strike is enough for game number 1.
All right, Zane coming out on top here with at least a game up. Jeez, it's so tough. I mean, You're talking about a previous Arc World Tour qualifier here, and honestly, Insurgent not going to be deterred. I mean, if you've been watching these TNSs week in and week out, Insurgent has been there really trying to grind and rise through the ranks, and even through Paragon's line brackets. There we go. Tech. Nice interrupt here with the 5L. Ooh, big counter hit heavy, baby, but no follow through.
Yeah, still in proximity for the close H. I thought it would be a little bit too far, but still finds the heavy, the escape over on the other side with the ultimate slow kill.
Try to go air to air, but that dive came way too quick from Zane.
Yeah. Right, the mash out, no full confirm from Zane here. Only one BP to his name.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. The slow kill just got completely absorbed by the tornado. 5H, stagger with the 5L. Nice raging chain. You got resources. You finished the job here, Insurgent.
There you go. We got the link, the ultimate fireball. One round up here for Insurgent.
Battle 2.
Target is down, but not out. Let's see it. EX slow kill off the run start. No, fireball this time. He was trying to catch up the backdashes that we saw earlier from Zane.
Exactly. Covering a lot of forward ground here.
Yep.
Slow kill does avoid the bomb, but also gets the 5L anti-air.
Yeah, we're running up past the seal, so you don't have to worry about it. But still, the try to catch the high escape, but ultimate TP just whiffs, and Zane shows you how it's done.
Yep, gets the wall set up here. Wake up slow
kill.
kill!
All right, quite the wake-up option here to try and call it out from Zane.
All right, send the drill. Does stay patient on the far H. And another one here. It's such a devastating, but both characters have a great far H.
Thought we were going to go for UDP, but instead go for that double fireball.
I like the angles, though. If we go for that slow kill, you're still grounded. It keeps the opponent blocking. Nice, BC out. Final break point, though, so big comeback opportunity for Insurgent here. And this is the start with the Raging Chain.
Yeah, with no BPs here, and this does so much damage still. So far away to confirm. Off of the wall bounce. Tried to fuzzy tech, but Insurgent ties it up 1-1.
Locked and loaded. A slight smirk from Insurgent here. That was a nerve-wracking final sequence there.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest boon there was the fact that Zane spent that final brave point. That helped tremendously to close out that damage differential.
All right, BC back out to escape. The early spend on the diamonds, right? You really just don't want to be in the corner against Insurgent.
Exactly.
Give him the opportunity to build up that 50, which has been doing so much with the ultimate slow kills.
Oh no, finally got caught counter hit with that far H. There we go, off the wall. Big seal setup opportunity. Nice block though. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, looking for a throw bait with the late air dash, but still just gets UDP'd out.
See, and now the shoe is on the other foot here. Low on brave points is Insurgent. Big damage opportunity for Zane, who has been in control for this round.
Yep, ultimate seal set. We still got 3 more to try and open you up here, but just waiting for the BC point.
Nice spot dodge. Another, yo, woo! Dodge this.
4 seals, no diamonds, looking for the throw bait, but instead it's a spot dodge.
Okay, all right, got our tech. Watch these seals. Be careful with the slow kill. That is too tight an angle.
Yeah, it's great for catching the skies, but very committal. There's a long recovery on it that Zane could have caught out with the air dash, but still just barely able to block in time. Oh! Yeah, so we could go for the fast fireball there where spot dodge would work, but going for the active hitbox on the H version just catches it out. Now 1 round up for Zane.
Exactly. I mean, smothering the defensive options here from Insurgent is going to be key.
Yep.
It's also counter zoning tools, right? So you don't have to deal with the Flamek Thunder. You're able to sneak in the seal setup, but the Gale Dash is confirmed.
Yeah, I love the delay. Maybe caught out a jump there. Speaking of delay, nothing found off of the deep dash close out.
The reaction, able to go for the heavy off at the rat race attempt, slide with the 2U. Still pressure overhead, triple attack.
We have not been able to get away with any of these red grenades. It's been clean spot dodges every single time from Zane, so no free plus frames for you.
Denying that toolkit from Insurgent is like key, right? Like that is so pivotal to Insurgent's game plan. If you are not in a block state, like that kind of removes the game plan for not only just Insurgent, but Eustace in general.
Exactly. You know, sometimes you get these straight fireballs, even if you're blocking it, right? The explosion of that grenade gives you so much time to run yourself back out of the corner. Maybe if there's seals already applied, standing in that golden space between the first and second set to make it so that air dash is so much less scary.
Exactly. As we take it back to the character select, we want to pause, take a meditation moment here, because this is your last opportunity to stay alive on the winner's side of things here.
Bro's doing his daily mindfulness at character select, swapping up the OSTs, got headspace in his headphones.
Yo, I'm down for the Sandalphon theme.
Ooh, Dominion Black Dragon. This one's been pretty popular, I gotta say.
Sure has.
All right, but no smiles on the side of Zane. The job's not done just yet. Game number 4.
It's intense in this room, honestly, because all eyes are on Insurgent. To see Eustace go this far at an offline event, it's rare.
Exactly. Trying to guarantee that top 3 placing.
All right, spot dodge again here in the zoning game, denying the opportunity for Insurgent to strike back. And with all abilities off the table, like, Zane can just keep firing away.
Exactly. That's the first time we've been able to apply the red grenade, but still, because we got clipped by one of those fireballs, it's not going to get you any escape out of the corner. All right, set the single seal. It's the escape that we need.
Every time,
I
Jason.
know, he's ready for it. All right, clean clash, clean tech from both sides. Just a little shallow on the 6XL. It would have caught up the startup with that U-Tornado.
Oh, good blocks here, holding the guard button check.
Yeah, last time we got frame chopped on that, so I like the patience from Insurgent.
Tried to slide in here with that CQC, but not going to be low enough here against that Tornado. Denying with slow kill, but this dash L forcing a BC out from Insurgent. Flashbang!
No! That could have been such a big swing of momentum, but bringing us back into this East Coast corner. Zane is going to strip away the last brave point with this super if we choose to spend.
Yeah, I think that final punish opportunity was the start of a tilt and tumble for the rest of that round there for Insurgent. Zane just kept plummeting downward here, applying the damage against Insurgent for victory.
Even with the right neutral decisions, you can't be making these mistakes on the confirms. He will make you pay for it. Now set point Zane.
Jeez, just get the slow down rat race here with the massive start.
Yeah, it's the first time we tried baiting out that spot dodge with the yellow grenade. I like the adaptation from Insurgent.
Another one here, no jumping for you.
All right, BC out, spend the first time, and that one's for free.
All right, but side swap with the back throw for corner. There's no red grenade opportunity for you. Shuts down the ult. Zane in control, builds up enough meter.
This Zane guy is moving crazy, man. The off-screen 50-50, but still clean from Insurgent. Finds a BC. Nice. And the rising JL, like we mentioned.
Very key here and in that perfect position to get out of the corner. Good spot dodge, but the drill.
All right. Straight hits. We're just trying to find a hit up against the wall here.
Okay. Okay. What do we do at this point? I've shot everything at this man, and you can't get caught by any of it?
Exactly. And I have no more diamonds to try and fight back Insurgent. That's why perfect. Caught on the attempt to run out of the corner. The air dash is clean, and Zane takes it with a 3-1.
I'm calling back to Kylo Ren. We fired everything, sir. There's nothing. We have nothing left in the tank. I don't know how we're going to stop this man.
It's the power of the Force, man. When he threaded the needle with the TK air dash through the slow kill, through the grenade, he's just got the mandate of heaven. He's going too crazy.
Absolutely. You know what? I think what it was is that Zane was already active on Dragon Ball. Yeah. Had all the dodging already set and done.
Exactly.
You know, maybe was a little too awake today. We'll see how this plays out for the rest of it here, but congrats to Zane moving on to that winner's finals here, and we will get down to the loser side in just a moment, but what a great start to the show, right? Ryazo and Xerom, of course, Insurgent up against Zane.
Yes.
A rare character appearance with Eustace. Y'all like this winner's side so far?
Okay.
I think we got a good run. I think we're gonna get even more runs here on Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. But first, we gotta thank those that made this event possible. Don't go away. Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising action will be back right after this. Oh my goodness, do we have quite a treat ahead of us here. Elsa versus Blue Sky Guy. Elsa, what you got? To your left, a little further to the left.
There's a bunch of cameras on the stage, I understand.
It's the run back, baby!
That's a TBT? From oh my god. So, all right, let me finish the job. I don't think we're going to be seeing the Nier for this one.
It is certainly not.
There's 3 other characters that I know that Elsa has been training up for this moment. Nier, you know, maybe in the back pocket. That one is in the sling back in the stands. But we have the Versusia. You have the Cagliostro, especially as of recent, and the Cat, which you saw a lot, especially towards the end of last year's Arc World Tour.
Yeah, it was trying to figure out that comfort to get back into the style of Nier. Elsa, she certainly believed that Catalina was the close representation and really settled in Versusia, especially at Arc World Tour Finals. Has been pretty much representing Versusia throughout the entire bracket thus far. There was a couple CAG appearances for consideration here. We have some thought about that. And of course, did go back to Catalina in the pools run here, but I think we're going to kick it off with a Versusia run potentially against Vaseraga, of course, from Blue Sky Guy. And apparently, there's something going on with these Vaseragas. There's been a Vaseraga for each top 8 qualifier thus far. All different
You see
Vaseragas.
BSG, he's like rolling his eyes. He's like, noticing.
So clearly that does mean Vakala needs to be nerfed. Vakala needs to be nerfed, right? Too strong?
Why Vakala gotta get this straight, man?
I got some agreement. Yeah, that seems accurate. So
he said, let her stay low tier, bro. Leave Vaseraga alone. Let's make sure our buttons are all good before we head into this first loser side. Granblue top 8 over here.
Yeah, obviously a quick little button check. These two have gone back and forth time and time again, but BSG has been, my underdog throughout last year's Arc World Tour. Seeing that run, especially straight into first attack, which is where BSG took down their first bracket demon in Zippy, and then carried that into the LCQ, having a completely different run here now. We thought we might get a run back with BPaw and BSG at this bracket here, but unfortunately things did not fall in that order here, but BSG still surviving for this top 8, making another return to see if we can seal a very early Arc World Tour qualification position.
Yeah. So Elsa qualifying in the loser's side by taking it over Gucci Blunt Wrap, tearing it up on the Yule this entire bracket, but out at 9. And BSG taking it over Incendiate, that run back from the AWT LCQ. So both of these players playing with their hearts on the line, and we're hovering the Cagliostro. I was wondering, right, because we've been showing a lot of that for Sucia, but against the EX Stomps, right? We're trying to get these multi-hits to go through the armor. We want a little bit of that mobility, but I don't know, man. The crowd is going crazy for BSG right now.
I thought the Savage Rampage was coming through the arena real quick. That's what I thought was happening. I was about to get up and leave. Like, wait a minute, hold on. Danger.
Alrighty. Losers top 8 side. Once again, Elsa versus BSG. We have a first and 3, so we could go back and forth between the characters in the pocket if the Cagliostro isn't working out at first. But again, the application of the seals, the TP, to try and swap up, where we're at on the screen and avoid some of these stomps as well. And the far H to try and multi-hit through the armor. I think we have a lot of good tools to try and stay alive here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, either character, you really can't go wrong to go Versusia or Cagliostro because of those reasons, right? You have that distance game away from Vaseraga, but BSG is a little bit of a wild card here in terms of meter expenditure, right? Being able to close the gap. The shoulder check is going to be a big, see right here, a big threat. We're going to get scooped up for that one first and foremost.
Yeah, as soon as we see the tackle, it's spot dodge into the back throw, but looking for any opportunity to set up that Soul Forge. Again, the far H like we mentioned.
Oh, nice. What an interrupt here with the 5L.
Yeah, so unlike other throw baits, right, if you're just crouching, it will just entirely whip. So good knowledge from BSG to look for the check. Still so down on this HP.
All right. Savage Rampage here. Stomp away at the low hex.
Yeah, you Instinction, so scary, right? This Fireball all but secures you that Soul Forge.
Ooh, oh, nice.
That's one scoop.
I would like 2, please. Oh, not going to get it. A little spot dodge here with the Light Ender.
Ooh. Reaction SBA on the Fireball. It's just barely close enough to reach. No cinematic, no kill just yet.
And that's the thing, you'll see that on Elsa time and time again. The reaction super, no punish here off the hula hoop.
Yep.
Chip away is a big threat. We need 2 more hits to get to that territory. BSG trying to hold on to it.
Scary, I love the reactions off of the clash.
You kidding me?
On the spear, but no whip on the far H. BSG takes round number 1. Elsa said, all right, you got me.
Oh man, see, this is why we need player cans, because boy, oh boy, Elsa. All right, that was nice. That was pretty cool.
Down to the wire.
They would have spot dodged so much coming from Cagliostro throughout that entire sequence here.
Ooh, Aaron EX Hula Hoop gonna find a clean punish here for BSG. A challenge on Wake Up. Maybe thought we would go for the Soul Forge and give up our tempo.
Clean sweep away from the low hex.
Woo!
Big jump in. Reset for command grab.
Yeah, that was a deep JL. We were able to find the ground to confirm and then reset into a command grab afterwards, but still back throw here for Elsa.
One more throw. Watch out for the meter though. Oh, the 5H, never mind.
Oh no, but the drop there on the far M.
Yeah.
Just a little bit too far.
Oh, we're stocked up. I'm rock solid right now. Like, there's nothing you can do to me.
Oh. Hold up. We got all the plus frames in the world. Pull up off the rock summon. Elsa. Oh, no, checked by the tackle. We have one more Raging Strike, Raging Chain to pull up here. And we're just chomping through the HP. BSG takes game number 1.
Very strong start here. We'll see what Elsa brings to the table after this one here.
Yeah. It's kind of like you were saying, right? I think especially in that round number 1, it looked like our neutral was rock solid against BSG, just looking for the spot dodges on tackles, making it so that it was difficult to, find that first knockdown into 5U, which is a loop. Once you have that first Soul Forge, it's so difficult to stop Vaseraga from getting it again and again throughout the rest of the round.
And try as you might too, because you had all the pieces on the table on the side of Elsa with the double low hex there to deny that forward approach. But when Savage Rampage comes into play, that becomes a completely different playing field.
Look at him, he's just looking like a flash water right now, swiping at the skies, cleaning up the ground, but still not able to find a hit on Elsa. The jump away and the ultimate command grab.
All right, nice spear. We got a full combo off of this one.
Yep. Back into the corner, the Hex from downtown.
Same side, 2L, launch it.
There you go. Put him in the meat grinder. Now throw is lethal. They're calling this character the best grappler in the game, but still stepping on the beat with the ultimate stomps.
All right, good spear. Nice, the 5H interrupt just at the edge of that shoulder tackle there from Vaseraga.
Exactly. You have him up against the corner, might as well just put out the disjoint.
Battle 2.
Going into this next round here, opening gambit is going to be the EX Spear coming from Elsa, but a quick Soul Forge just to challenge that neutral.
Yeah, exactly. Worst case scenario, she blocks it and you clear out both of those ground hexes. And take it to the skies here with the 5U. It's going to be hard to try and stop the approach.
Woo! Oh my goodness!
She's right behind me, finds it with the ultimate command grab.
All right, a couple low hexes here, clean sweep once again.
Yep. Ooh, there we go, the ultimate calculated from downtown. You thought you were safe to set up the 5U, but still the Soul Forge with the stomp. Elsa getting a little too greedy.
Watch it, this is a scary spot to be. Spot dodge the ult seal.
Yep.
Check with the shoulder. No Soul Forge though.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. I mean, BSG is in so much control here. Massive life lead, half 50% meter.
Yeah, the sweep from downtown, but it puts you at this range where you have to make your way back in. EX Fireball, we're just trying to shimmy something off of an ultimate extinction. The walk away, the backdash, the ultimate Fireball to tie up the rounds.
Right, round apiece here. Excellent control from BSG in that corner game, too. I mean, we set up so much threat, especially having that Soul Forge in that position.
All right, now it's double 6XL. Try and farm out some of these frame traps with BSG not biting, waiting for the spaced out tackle opportunity to strike.
All right, 2 seals, no jump. Just stomp. I'm going to step on this either way. Okay, okay, wait.
I think we were hoping the stomp into the air swipe was going to catch up the Hex right above us, but again, these air seals have been doing so much to confirm off of that throws for Elsa.
All right, so here we go. We have our life lead. We don't need to squander it here, but look at all the resources BSG has. 2 brave points, we get some distance between us. Make it a nightmare. Set up for a second rock, try to chip away or even challenge after the recovery of Savage.
Yep, double stomp, catches to the backdash here with the ultimate Fireball. 5U, but we're still chipping away at the HP, even with the armor, right? Chip damage about to be a factor. Oh my god. Oh my god, you were so high in the sky, even the anti-air attempt didn't reach, and the calculated spear ties up the set. 1-1.
Does anyone else get stressed out about fighting Vaseraga at that range?
I get stressed out watching it, Zero. I'm not even in the game, and I'm terrified for Elsa, but still, at the top of the skies, just barely avoiding that anti-air to stay alive.
Okay. Let's all take a breather for a moment, all right? Now, I'm an asthmatic, and I'm not busting out the inhaler yet, but it's getting close. This is pretty intense.
I'm running out of breath, man, and it's still a 1st to 3, right? So there's so much action in this loser side top 8. Again, the stops to clear out the double round seals.
And Elsa just standing there like, what do I do here? This giant beast of an individual is coming towards me, threatening me.
Yeah, and he's got armor. I don't want to challenge on the stomps. But there you go.
Ooh, nice ult command grab here.
Yeah, scooped out of that 2M.
Nice. Actually, the Raging Strike going to get that extension off the low hex there.
Yeah, I love the TP. Routes us into the corner. We still have 5U to escape. Only had to spend 1 diamond.
See that moment of hesitation there. Allows for Elsa to get that throw.
Yep.
The Savage with armor set up here. Nice check with the distinction.
All right, again.
And how does... It's been fascinating to watch the accuracy of BlueSkyGuy being able to challenge off those teleports coming from Elsa.
Yep. Now he's just basically like, all right, I dare you. Try and open me up. I'm waiting for the spears. Oh, but 3rd time's the charm. Meat grinder, SBA for Elsa for another round.
Sends it to the next round here.
Mod sees him.
I mean, that was well played there. Elsa with a slight delay. And she's been known to kind of watch your tendencies in terms of timing and rhythm and really kind of play against those. That one small delay, achieving victory for Elsa here as we step back here into the 2nd round.
Yeah, step back and jump forward. We avoid the Savage Rampage. Avoid the tackle as well. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I like the charge. Catching up the spot dodge timing. Elsa's been so good about it, but we haven't swapped up the tempo.
Hold on to the ult. Excellent spear. No anti. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, not going to get too much off of it. The full charge on the far H. It's not going to find the kill, but it's going to take such a chunk out of Elsa's HP.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Soul Forge again. Nice, but the spot dodge will get devoured. Guessed wrong in the corner situation. Elsa Actually, should be down and out here.
Yeah, we have one more Raging Strike, Raging Chain if we need it, but the scoop is enough. The set has been so neck and neck, tied up on the games, tied up on the rounds.
Player 2 wins.
Extended ending here, just to get a little bit of a breather. Just one more second before we go into this final round.
At the moment last, but there we go, the deep dash to the 6XL catches out the attempt on BSG. I think we were looking for a tackle there.
Uh-oh! Nice little float here with the teleport, calling out the whip throw and a full combo punish.
Exactly, air stall, and we get so much damage off of it. Again, the pseudo grappler type character with so much mobility in the seals give you so much reward off of the throw.
All right, look at this threat here. Woo. See, we set up Soul Forge with perfect timing from Elsa. She's going to get that spear, but once again, the challenge is the 5L. Jump into the super, it's an unblockable scenario.
Whoa. Big
No,
chili.
it's not. My bad.
I thought so too, I'm not gonna lie, but BSG able to weather the storm. The armor keeping you alive, and still empty land into you Instinction, just clearing out the seals.
All right, try to get that 2M here. Another spear. Yikes, be careful.
Oh, no pickup, just a little too far off the ground.
Okay, erases both hexes here.
All right, now at least they go back on cooldown. Again, Elsa has such a big healthy right now, does not have to take too many big risks. Okay, we're spaced out on the EX hula hoop, so we're safe.
Just try to work towards this chip. There it is. All right, all you need is one touch.
Ooh, run up UDP. You saw the stank face from BSG. He's like, ah, for real.
I wouldn't have done that either. Like, that
right?
seems so terrifying. You just needed the chip.
Right?
All right, the crowd chanting for BSG. Just trying to take a step above the rest here.
Yeah. There's a tricky little mind game there, right? Because you're looking for the checkmate with just, oh, they're in chip damage range. If they try and swing, I run up with the UDP. That's layer 1, right? Now, if they look for spot dodge or a backdash, right? You're looking for a delayed special to try and catch a little bit of those invul frames, like EX hula hoop, right? Maybe thinking, you're going to try and bait me out here on the layer 1, but just gets caught out with that UDP. So now 1 game away from the bracket run ending here for BSG.
Exactly. I mean, you take that big of a risk coming from Elsa there anyways because of that life lead that you had.
Yes.
Knowing that you could take one potential hit, but it could have gone very south if, one, that backdash was actually timed in turn with that teleport here, with the ult DP coming out here from Elsa.
Celestial View.
There we go. We're back on into things. One more fist bump. One more game standing between Elsa and this loser's quarters.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Right.
Engage.
Set up the single seal. Okay, not caught on the way back down, but we do get frame trapped. I think we were trying to challenge the way back out, maybe thinking there was going to be a throw before the detonation of the seal.
All right, just get the back throw. Excellent corner positioning here.
Yeah. Right, far edge spear, just buy ourselves a little bit of space, but BSG takes his turn by applying the 5U.
Yep, got that low swipe. 5H too far away. Ooh.
All right, little far end.
Jeez, the way you get the ult grab.
Yep. There you go. That's 50 meter down on the ultimate command grab, which means we don't have Instinction for quite some time. So ran back over to the other side. Elsa took barely any damage off that interaction.
All right, good tech. Watch. Savage Rampage. Perfect timing on the walk. Able to get that throw snuck in there.
Spot dodge, back throw, but we built up the 50 once again. BSG gets the Soul Forge.
Look at how frequently Elsa is setting up these low hexes as something for BSG to think about, but I don't think it even matters to BSG the way we're approaching.
Exactly. I'm armored up. I'm pulling up. It's an even health total for both sides of Reaction SBA. Put BSG into throw range.
All right, there we go. We got that block stun there, so we get the low hex cleared. Seriously, a touch on either side, risking it all to go for that low to remove the hexes. All it takes is a single ult from BSG here to start things off the command grab.
Scooped. 2 more throws should be enough. Maybe 1 if we're able to find the chip damage with these fireballs.
Sorry, clear. No anti-air because we know the spot dodge at the Savage Rampage. That's a round up for BSG.
15 seconds left on the clock, but pulls up for the scoop. BSG wants to bring this to Game 5.
Oh, you know BSG wants to bring this to Game 5. Hungry for victory here. Always has been. Very passionate to achieve that victory.
All right, now walking back out. Just barely out of range of the tackle. A little too late on that close H to find the whip punish.
Here we go. Savage reset for the command grab again.
Yep.
Elsa, she's not finding the jumps. There's a shoulder check for corner position, but doesn't call out the DP attempt.
Exactly. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these delay shoulder tackles to try and catch out the spot dodge timing. Again, the 2M keeping you honest on the seals.
All right. And gonna set up the rock. Spot dodge again. Look at this. Elsa slowing things down. Remember, I said earlier, Elsa will play against your own tempo, against your own rhythm, and start to call you out on off beats.
Exactly, calling out the tempo of some of these stomp follow-ups. Trying to keep you at bay, but Minus swims off of the calculator, but still pulls up with a 6-6L from downtown. A little too early on the spot dodge this time, though. BSG adapting with the tempo.
All right, wait a minute. Instinction, trying to build up for Chip. Jumping away. That could have been a massive punish.
We don't have to go for the infinite armor. We did!
Well, the BSG chants are continuing. You got to pay attention to that Soul Forge here. Final game. Final round, or excuse me, final game.
Yeah.
We're not at the round yet. I'm jumping to conclusions here, honestly, because I see it.
I mean, with the way this set has been
way
going,
this
right?
played.
Game for game, round for round. If we're not making it to final game, final round, I mean, I'll be surprised. But these gamers taking a second to rehydrate, wipe the sweat off the hands. I understand. It's a high tension situation. Again, you have no more chances left in this top 8. We're in the loser's side. One game away from loser's quarters. Wait,
Hold on.
wait, hold.
Nah, we're playing mind
This was
games
not
here.
in the predictions.
We're playing mind games here.
Hold
Elsa,
up.
come on now. But I was going to say Versusia is a potential threat here, but
Everyone got a pocket fairy?
we can
Everyone
see-
got a pocket Catalina? What are we thinking, Elsa?
I'm waiting with bated breath here, JT.
Thinking emoji. I know you're not playing Charlotta.
I mean, we could have it at this point, right? We could have it.
There's no way. Hovering the Xerom color too?
Not the Xerom weapon, though.
That's true, that's true. It's like, comment, Esports,
Back to
save
tag.
me! Sometimes you just need a second. Calm yourself down, even though you still have one more game left here. Game number 5 in the loser's top 8 side. A smile crosses Elsa's face.
This is
BSG locks in.
This is the fear that I have, that BSG has solved this Cagliostro play.
Yes.
That BSG is pretty comfortable in this matchup. We see the Soul Forge now becoming a much larger factor in some of these setups here when we're trying to call out against the Savage Rampage here.
Yeah.
Elsa did kind of find a way through with these offbeat callouts here, spot dodging the stomp, getting some of those grabs.
Yeah.
Going full screen to try to play more of a zoning game as opposed to the mixed style, but still keeping in the forefront of the mind is that DP teleport, which, by the way, BSG has not been as consistent as the set has gone on in punishing.
Yeah. We've been doing a good job of swapping up the timing on our specials, right? Catching out some of these spot dodge timings, which were working out so well for Elsa. At the beginning of the set, the round start jump forward from BSG immediately puts Elsa up against the wall.
That does get that spear. Ooh, but no. Very
go.
good spot dodge. Quite the tech, though.
Free tag, spot dodge on the sword strike. Ooh! That is not a good trade for Elsa. Now we're stuck in the corner, just waiting for that Instinction. Oh! Full charge tackle.
All right, cross up with the 5H. Would have been backing off.
Push.
Just get that back throw. Safe jab here for the corner. With no resources here on the side of BSG, you can kind of be a bully.
Yeah, just looking for something off the 6XLs, but we're just about to build up that 50. Spot dodge back throw once again.
Excellent timing here. Not going to fall for the float, but will fall for the throw. What a play here from Elsa. Super just to build up the BP here and strip one away from BSG. Yeah, so close, but watch out for this meter.
I was going to say, we have TP to escape, but instead not spending it. Fine with the spacing there, but BSG pulls up with an ultimate command grab. The overhead check. No! No one does 3! Oh, no!
The double fuse lit? Are you kidding me?
I'm seeing that one on my For You page later. I'm sorry, Elsa. You got put on a t-shirt. Now it's set point BSG. Oh no, the momentum going crazy for Blue Sky Guy right now. Quick standstill after the aura farm.
Got the dash H. Erases one. Watch the. You had to watch the Soul Forge. Ult to extend a little bit further here, even on resources.
Yeah, that meter refund is so good too. We're in one-touch territory. BSG building up the meter as he goes. Fine to spend the ultimate fireball to keep you locked down, but Elsa looking for the run-up.
Yeah, has that early spot dodge, sets up for the back throw.
Yep. All right, Brave counter out on the TP, but the
can't.
armor through. Still not enough to find a through.
Oh my goodness!
SSBA, it's all coming up, Cagliostro, but you still need 2 more good hits to bring us the final game, final round.
I mean, hey, with no break points on the side of BSG, you can be quite the bully here. Not worry about the BC. Ooh, nice hex. This is a start. One more touch, Jade-Su. That's all that Elsa needs to survive.
Clean counter hit, the tension is rising, playing with your Kingdom Hearts on your shoulder. 50 meter available for BSG. You have to worry about the fireball, but the spear catches out the run. It's final game, final round.
I told y'all, final game, final round was imminent. Maybe I spilled the script a little too early, JT.
I
Maybe
know, we spoiled it, but of course the crowd, I'm sure, already knew.
Okay, good JH.
Rolls up to the far edge. Again, these spout dodges on the tackles.
Attack. But it's late, though. Gonna take a little damage. Cleans up the playing field.
Dodge for dodge, just trying to find any opportunity to snipe you out of the approach.
Just Spear set up for full screen. You dareth approach.
That was terrifying. We had the 50 available for ultimate command grab. Wake up.
Okay. Back to the mid-screen we go. 5H, Spear. Nice jump. Actually gonna get a full combo punish off the wall to extend with the ult hula hoop.
Here we go. The land close L. Not gonna be greedy with a close M. Finds a clean punish.
5H will interrupt the whole thing. Elsa seals her fate to advance in this top 8.
After the run back, 1 year in the making, flashed the TBT to the cam before the set started and has now changed history. Elsa moving on to losers quarterfinals.
Oh, man, and quite the set between these two. Let's give it up for Blue Sky Guy, folks. I mean, honestly, with Vaseraga in top 8 once again.
The rep of Vaseraga in NA, but is going to be going home at number 7 as Elsa continues the bracket run.
My heart, man. I'm telling you.
And that was only one set, man.
That
I
was
feel like
only one.
my heart can only hold on so long, but my heart goes out to these next gamers here. We got Kazunkai versus Monarch. Again, we were talking about the Vaseraga being this fan favorite character pick, but a pick we haven't gotten to see in top 8 in quite some time. The Beelzebub versus Metera coming up next.
First off, Kazunkai in top 8. Are you what? What year is it, J2? It's been 10 years of Combo Breaker. We got Kazunkai back up in top 8 here.
I'm like flipping through the calendar. It's like a TBT once again.
In Monarch? What year of Granblue is this?
I'm being told there's no anti-Beelzebub tech.
There's not. As
Is
far
this
as
true,
we know.
bros?
It's because no one plays Beelzebub.
Oh, okay, there we go. Good
It's
answer.
true. It's true. Is there any
It's
Beelzebub
as simple
tech?
as that. Perish. All right, let's make sure the buttons are all... Oh, check out the USB real quick.
Oh, man. All right, so we're getting some cheers from the crowd. Look, wait, Kazunkai already has a medal.
Yeah, so this is just a bonus.
You're
I
just
feel
gonna
like
get another
sometimes
one?
you play a little bit better when you already have that top 8 placing because you're like, I could do a little better with 2 medals, but worst case scenario, it's all good. I'm already a winner. You know, so you just have that pressure off of your shoulders already.
Just getting a little greedy, in my opinion.
That's why. Yeah. Save some medals for the rest
You
of us,
know.
thanks.
I wanted a medal. I mean, I don't get one now because Kazukai's up there.
Decorative aluminum alloys.
Oh, man. All right, so we're about to set up these characters here, and maybe we'll see a change of pace in zoners. Of course, we did get that little expose of Galleon
Yeah.
just the other day.
It's been a lot of gameplay dropped of her as of recent. I'm sure you guys are super excited to see her coming up soon, but not going to see her today.
I understand why she has fans, J2. I figured it out very early on.
Yeah, she has cool mobility. Long range.
She's a dragon. Everyone likes dragons.
That's also true.
Obviously. Just no other reason.
All right, let's button check real quick. Of course, we see the notebook on the side of Monarch, known for being quite the, I can't even say lab monster. He is like, he's the librarian of training mode, I feel like.
It's an old school trait, right? You know, I gotta respect the OG. Busting out the notepad here.
Before Notion, before Obsidian, before Google Docs, we had a classic physical notebook.
I'm a fan of
Flipping out through.
notebooks. You know, I
Shout
got a
out
few of them
Koichi.
myself. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the Koichi book.
Yeah, right? It's the classic flip through. We don't really have the speed reading tech coming out from Monarch, but I think we have a page for each of these matchups, right? Maybe a page for the player matchup as well. But I wonder how many notes you have going up against Beelzebub. This is kind of what we were saying.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold
when
on.
Hold on. Wait.
Other way. There we go.
Oh, there you go. White balance save. There's another version of this side? I mean, I guess it's not that hard to print, right? It's like 18 font Calibri.
I would like to present the evidence.
To the
evidence
courts.
is clear. Judge.
Ace defective. All right, back into the game for you.
Dydroid belt. Beelzebub.
Sir, this evidence does not line up.
The soy 100-page notebook versus the Chad single page of no counterplay.
Objection. There is no tech for Beelzebub.
I don't know. Let's see if we're going to be able to disprove that on Monarch's side. Of course, we're going to be seeing some Beelzebub versus Metera for our other side of losers, top 8.
I don't even know what to think of this matchup. Like, we never get to see it.
I know, yeah.
But let's be real here. Of course, the zoning from Metera has become far more potent than it ever has been in this version of the game. And I'm sure Monarch is certainly happy about it. Now, the nails are going to be a situation to deal with, right? Even dive kick to close the gap. But if you're putting yourself in a prime position for anti-airing coming from Metera, that might be a move we see a little less of. We'll see how it plays out as Nails, we're trying to counter zone here against Monarch.
Damn, we got the Conqueror's armor too. And both of these characters kind of have tricky aerial mobility, right? Metera much more so with the Zephyr, right? The short hops off of the 5U. But the peskiness of that dive kick immediately caught up by Monarch. I didn't even get a chance to bring up the tool, man. He's already ready with the counterplay.
I told you, the anti-airs from Metera are going to deny the dive kick. That's one tech against Beelzebub. We might want to write that down.
I'm running the tally. I got a pen out right now. And Monarch.
Exhibit A.
He's got the pen out right now, writing her name in the depth note. We got 100 for the SBA. Send it with the flaming arrow and a clean perfect to start things off.
You know, back in the day, that wouldn't have connected, you know?
They would have just whiffed.
It would have whiffed. Vanilla Metera was crazy.
What happened to the zoner I love? All right, pulling up here with the butterfly. Just trying to catch any approach. Detonating it early in case we're looking for an errant dive kick, but I like the delays from Kazunkai.
Oh, it was already active. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Was already ready to throw the 5U. That's the first time we've seen it.
He was seeing a little too far into the future, and now behind the back, Kazunkai has you up against the wall. Quite a challenge on the Karma.
All right, nice block of the rainfall here. Oh, trying to ult right through it.
Yeah, a little bit too slow on the startup there. Slow on the reaction, but I like the idea from Monarch. You know you're looking for it. Langolin field, there we go.
All right, nice roll. Oh no, a little antsy with that light DP.
Right.
Nice spot dodge here as Monarch buying some time. Quick 5L interrupt on the approach coming from Kazunkai.
Roll forward, yeah, but
is.
again, we're so spaced out, we have all the time in the world to react to any opportunity with the ultimate arrow.
Just jump away. I don't want to deal with your car.
I was here. Whoa! Oh no, that is not what you wanted from Kazunkai. I imagine we're looking to buffer a close agent or raging strike, but maybe just a little bit too early. You had the opportunity to fight back.
Chat, I know I said Monarch is OG, but Monarch is able to react to raging strikes. So
It's true.
in terms of the age, certainly beyond Unk, right? Now in OG territory, but OGs teach you a thing or two.
Unk is beyond OG. I didn't realize it was a difference of, you know,
Unk
actual
is
age
before
bracket.
OG.
I was going to say, okay. I thought it was just a difference in connotation.
No.
I see. All right, game number 1 over to Monarch here.
Battle 1. Engage.
Right. Firing off here, a battle of projectiles.
Yeah,
Nice
right.
tech.
Ooh, just waiting for the butterfly to pull up and off of the pushback from that throw tech. Thankfully, not going to find the detonate.
Ooh, actually a good clash of projectiles there to not take the hit with the last shot from Monarch there.
What?
I told you! This OG about to teach you something, Kazunkai. Be careful.
How does he do it, bros? Why would we Raging Strike twice, and how is he ready for it? But got all the time in the world to react. We're just looking for the backdash to build ourselves a little bit of space. Caught out, just barely the tip of the ultimate arrow.
Counter heavy. Wait a minute. Not enough to finish the job, but look, you're about locked into a victory position here for Monarch as we keep peppering away with the projectiles, chipping at your health. One touch is all we need, the 5L, to shut down the 5U.
I love the idea of using the TP to escape. You had to be brave and committal to escape that chip damage territory, but of course Monarch one step ahead with the 5L.
Oh, Karma. Perfect timing there this time for Kazunkai.
Yeah, Kiss, but maybe a little bit too close range for your own comfort, looking for the BC, but Brave Counter does not let you escape. Instead, Kazunkai puts themselves into the corner for your...
Nice. Hot punish there on the Karma.
Yep.
Full corner combo. Not going to get any super out of it, but at the very least, excellent butterfly setup.
Yeah, the double 5U is a 10 out of 10 confirmed, but just looking for the detonate, the roll through, and now the Raging Strike comes out here from Kazunkai to find the confirm off that call. No.
Not quite yet. There's the dive.
There we go.
Teleport in. Oh, boy.
Backdash 6XL, my footsies are nasty. Monarch trying to stay alive, but paying for your life with that throw tech.
Excellent shimmy from Kazunkai. All right.
Yep. You say, yeah, you're right. I'm kind of nice.
Yo, give me some of that pizza, please. All right, thanks.
I bet
No
you
problem.
didn't
No,
think
you
I'd
can
be
keep
such
that.
a hungry guy. All right, roll through off of the EX Black Flies, but gets caught out here with a dive kick.
Ooh, little spot dodge. snipe the karma.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that's like a scary move to try and throw out here when Metera feels so comfortable just taking to the skies. Of course, it's a way to try and challenge that grounded zoning pattern, but all right, close out. 5U.
All right, nice block of the BC. Good patience from Monarch. Ooh. Oh, no. All right, Nail does block the ult back special coming from Kazunkai. What a snipe!
Right? Ultimate Arrow absolutely doing work here for Monarch.
Oh, these 5Ls to draw the line so you cannot approach any further here. I will interrupt your startup.
All right, send out the rain of arrows. 5H. Monarch holding on strong. How can we make our way past the tower defense? Oh! 5U command grab, take away that BP, a little extra damage on top, but it's still not the kill, but the run up close out seals the deal. Kazunkai ties it up.
You ever get caught by just a super raw from a grappler?
Quite often.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I understand the pain. But I understand that Monarch is going to clear that from the random access memory and go right into game number 3.
Oh, nice interrupt here. Again, Monarch so active on these 5U attempts coming from Kazunkai. Oh, not far enough here. That butterfly is going to catch you. All right, still firing away here. The normals will not apply chip here, but the specials certainly will as we go into these shots.
Exactly. Found the knockdown off of the ultimate arrow. Just building up so much meter as we go. There we go. Excalibur. Ooh, yeah, early on the spot dodge, so I like the delay on the arrow timing here from Monarch. Stop. What? What do you mean? Okay, I know it's called Combo Breaker, but that is a heartbreaking way to lose the round 0.
It's going to happen every now and again, all right?
Are we having the Metera discussion?
So we think Metera might be a little too strong.
The butterfly discourse. All right, let's see. One more round up here for Monarch and trying to take ourselves up into the skies as 2H snipes us back down.
All right, 5L, keep you locked into position. I'm telling you, don't move. That 5L, drawing a line here.
Yep.
All right, nice dash up. Still with the stagger pressure. I feel like we're just waiting for either a DP reversal out or trying to call a BC here in that corner. Nice anti-air.
Yeah, speaking of DP reversal, not a reversal, but instead just a clean way to try and invul our way to Kazunkai. Back up against that West Coast corner. 5H puts us 2-1. Let's lose your side.
Okay, here we go. Back to character select. Take a moment to breathe through it.
Yep. Imagine we're sticking on the Belial, but we have to reconsider the game plan. How are we getting caught so early on into the round when we're up against the wall, trying to fight our way through the absolute tower defense that is these arrows, the rain of arrows, and then also ultimate arrow anytime we try and TP or, you know, challenge out?
I thought this was real. You told me this was the truth. This is not admissible into the court of law, apparently. I can't.
Is there any anti-Metera tech?
It looks like there might. I don't know. At this point, for Beelzebub, what do? We try to dive in for the approach. Of course, that does get shut down by the anti-airs. We've seen it before. Yeah. And Monarch is just too ready for these 5Us.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime we, find a gap in the zoning pattern, at least to try and jump out, every single time the dives have been sniped out, whether it's 2H or the ultimate DP, if we're a little bit too late and know that we need the invul behind it to secure that anti-air.
I wonder if we take the time to try to interrupt some of the startup of these long-range shots coming from Metera with the back ult special that Kazunkai has been showcasing only in block strings thus far. Maybe get a couple raw to go through, try to close that gap after.
So looking for the far M here, but nothing found. Startup of the Karma gets sniped.
Oh, nice jump in. Stagger. Not quite going to get that 5L, but Kazunkai just seems perplexed on what we can do. Tries to 5U out, and again, the same answer from Monarch every time that interrupts.
Yeah, we can kind of feel the fear, right? We're back out to the full screen, so we think we're safe to send out the single black fly. But again, the threat of that ultimate arrow, even when you block, the butterfly is waiting to detonate and catch you out into the corner. Oh, but we dropped the ultimate arrow. Still a decent knockdown for Monarch.
I mean, tall order here for Kazunkai, who dives out, no punish. Good spot dodge, just trying to get a little breathing room here. And yeah, the snipe from Monarch. Final round here of victory potentially for Monarch.
How can we stay alive? Monarch has been doing such a good job of playing the lockdown. Ooh, caught out of the spot dodge. Thought we'd have time to avoid the dive kick.
Oh, nice tech. A little bit too far, but does get the EX nails.
Full charge.
Oh, see, you're teeing yourself off for an anti-air opportunity. We said at the top, right? Every dive kick has such an inherent risk included with it here, where you're teeing yourself up for those.
Exactly. Trying to bait ourselves out of the range of where 2H actually hits, but when that butterfly is applied, we can just send out the arrow and detonate to find you on the way back down anyway.
There's so much coverage on that here, and there's so much coverage in these 5Ls.
Yep.
Nice spot dodge. Backing away.
Send out the butterfly, stop the approach.
Not close enough here from the Unisonic.
Looking for spin. We have a lot of meter available for Kazunkai, but so many times it hasn't worked out. The ultimate spot dodge on the Karma.
We've seen the ult Karma maybe, what, once? And Monarch's still ready for it? I don't know, man. I mean, we need to find anti-Monarch tech. Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. That's why he had such a run at that Arc World Tour Finals, but keeping the dream alive in loser's side. Monarch takes it with a 3-1.
Right, but still, excellent showing from Kazunkai for your Beelzebub representation. Let's hear it for Kazunkai, folks.
Still making it into that top 8, even falling to Monarch. He's like, you know what? I'm still damn good.
I mean, that is pretty gosh darn good, right? Yeah. Seeing Beelzebub in a top 8, a character, again, that we don't get to see quite often at all. And apparently, as Kazunkai would like to show you, it's a skill issue if you don't make it the top 8 with the Beelzebub.
Just replace this with Metera, I think. That's what we've learned from the past.
Yeah, that's definitely what we learned. It's certainly not admissible. Welcome back to Combo Breaker 2025. Siegfried, hold on. Come back up here. Siegfried, how do you feel about this fantastic journey we've been on throughout this top 8?
Oh my god, I love Granblue Fantasy versus Ryazo. Oh, what? Really?
Wow.
Good for you,
what
man.
What a kind fellow.
I'll give you the front row seat.
Glorious Dragon Knights. Yeah, you can sit front and center with us here. How y'all enjoying this top 8, huh? That's right, that's right. Granblue Fantasy versus Rising still going underway. Insurgent versus Elsa could be our next match.
Yeah, there we go. So we're going to be seeing some Eustace versus... We have Nier potentially for the button check here just to make sure that everything is all good, but I'm truly doubtful that with the cast of characters that we have available for Elsa, that once we get back to this character select screen, we're not going to choose the Versusia. We're not going to choose the Cagliostro or the Catalina.
This is the Elsa crash out. It's the Elsa crash out. This is what it is.
Elsa said, you know, J2 used to believe in me, man. He used to have faith in me. What's going on? It could be the Nier. I mean, you have a whole first to 3.
Well, we're nearly there to that final top 4 cut.
We're Versusially there. We're on the way.
Lucas got it. Did y'all get my joke? Nope, that's fine. That's all right. It's cool. If you didn't hear it, that's fine. It wasn't good either. It really wasn't good, J2. It came to the top of my mind.
That's how these things go. All right, but definitely not a joke character here. We got Cagliostro once again up to the stand here for Elsa. So this is going to be a battle of screen pollution. No, we have the seals, we have Flammic Thunder, we have slow kill to try and catch you if you're going for some of these, you know, high super jump into TP scenarios, which does leave you open for a little anti-air action, but let's see how tricky we can be against Insurgent himself as we head into our next match.
All right, shots will be fired here. All right, so who's got Insurgent, huh? Who's got Insurgent? All right.
There we go, there we go.
Who's got Elsa? That's quite the Elsa crowd here.
That's what I'm saying.
So summer outfit Eustace win.
I'm not going to stop them, man.
I'm just saying.
We got Belial.
We got the Belial. Anything's possible.
There we go. Early roll here for Elsa, trying to avoid the blue grenade. Not going to let Insurgent get away with it for free.
All right, nice BC out. Ooh, dash.
Yeah, backdash avoids the 6XL, but no full confirm off of the far edge. Content to just hold the space.
Ooh, right, CQC low. Going to get blocked out here by Elsa. Right, Dash L trying to protect the first, as long as we can, at least at low hex.
Yeah.
Nice Flammic Thunder.
Ooh. All right, jump over the red grenade. No anti-air though, especially at that spacing. Ult meter on both sides as well, right? We have the ultimate spear in case we're trying to catch you out on the cloning patterns, but instead the meterless version is more than enough with the double hex.
That's enough, goodness gracious.
It found the kill, yeah. Didn't spend the 50 on the spear, so we had the 100 for the SBA.
Yes, indeed.
Battle 2. Engage.
All right, second round here. Spears to start. Oh, used the rock to negate that Flamek Thunder.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of blue grenade, which Elsa is doing a good job of avoiding, but also it's giving up a lot of space. We put ourselves back against the corner, but I guess as Cagliostro, right? Someone with so many opportunities and ways to get yourself back up against this wall. I mean, Elsa just chewing through Insurgent's HP right now.
Okay, locked into that trap here. Nice spot dodge. Elsa in complete control with the ult hula.
The UHH, now it's a close H to kill. Elsa with a quick game 1.
I said, okay, that's fine. That's just one round.
Shake it off. The thinker. The considerer.
I mean,
The Eustace.
Eustace is a pretty calculated individual.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Believe in
Scientific individual, if you will.
He kind of looks like he has the lab coat in this palette, I agree. But down back in. Run up with a micro dash, slow kill, just trying to be tricky with the projectiles, but nothing found off of the L Beyblade.
Yeah, I mean, that 5H is such a threat in the mid screen there. As you make the approach, you have to be so careful to not fall into its range. Nice slow kill pickup.
There we go, it's an airborne hit, so really not going to get too much off of it. But again, just keeping Elsa locked down in the corner is a big victory. Scouted out the Raging Strike. Tried to brave counter, but the roll through is clean from Elsa.
That was too insane. That is too much. Spot dodge through the whole thing and the roll for the full punish.
That's too much, man. We get the corner carry off Ultimate Hula Hoop too. She tweeted it herself. The corner is worth everything. Spend that 50 meter and find the kill with the Raging Strike.
Yeah, Elsa spending all resources to finish the job here in a commanding round there. I mean, that is a big warning sign. When you roll right through the Flamek Thunder shots, the ult addition at that.
Yeah.
What's going to stop her now? Nice dash L. Here's stacking with the hula hoop and nice punish.
Yeah, a little too overzealous on the Beyblade.
Yep.
Didn't need too much for it, right? We're still basically up against this West Coast corner.
Exactly. I mean, we only got that triple attack. Nothing to carry over with those abilities yet.
Yeah.
Back to mid-screen. Nice spot dodge, but still got the 5L.
Yeah, I guess just a little bit too late, but it seemed like the reaction was instantaneous. Close combat, able to put us up against the corner. The explosion of the red grenade keeps the turn up even after the spread shot.
And I do like that. Oh, nice. Actually, the close heavy.
Oh my god. SBA takes away one more of that BP. This should be the kill here for Insurgent with the extra damage on that final hit.
Thank goodness. And also a key call out there. Insurgent taking a couple steps back to sit in that Granblue zone to make sure that even if Elsa does try to jump out or teleports, we have a threat ready and available.
Yeah. All right, slow kill. Actually catches up the backdash there from Elsa.
Jeez, the 5H. Quick change here. Couple low hex interactions.
There you go. Combo limit in the corner off of the airborne hit. Ooh, but sniped down counter hit far H. Should be able to build up the 100 for it as well if Elsa chooses to spend. Oh, not quite.
Oh, nice. Launcher super. Nah, not going to need it. Well
Not
played.
even a requirement. The Raging Strike does the job, and Elsa now up 2-0.
At least we established some sort of foothold in this, at least game, right? We got a round up, but not able to quite finish the job. I mean, Elsa, quite the squirrely one in those corner interactions there, finding ways to escape out of the usual set play sequences that we know Insurgent 4.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job of checking some of these reaction, Flamek Thunders and the grenades and making it so that spot dodge is avoiding getting any free plus frames from Insurgent. But it's scary to put in those delays when you're playing against the character with that spear, right?
Yes.
If you start delaying things, you might just end up getting caught out by the counter zoning from Elsa.
And it's got to be so frustrating that we've gone full screen here, at least trying to fire with Flamek Thunder. We've tried Rat Race, and not only is Elsa dodging these shots, but even in the previous set, we were still dodging shots against these grenades.
Yeah. Oops. There we go. Much better of a start here from Insurgent than we've seen in some of these previous games. Elsa waiting for the Hex cooldown to come back up. We also have enough meter for the UDP.
Oh, nice.
Oh, too far for the far L. Yeah, caught out an extended hurt box, I have to imagine. You're just waited out off the rifle shot.
Oh, okay. The ult Hex going to keep you locked in a position here, but another spear set up.
Yeah. Like the use of the ult Hex, just find some plus frames to escape, but still fighting your way back against the wall. Insurgent spends the BP for it. We might as well.
Oh, stuck in with that 2U to carry over. Nice 5L interrupt. And another one here. Raging Chain just to close the gap and finish the round.
There we go. We might have had lethal off that first far L, so Insurgent locking back in to find the hit confirmed.
Player one.
Right, target down but not out. One more round could finally put one on the board here for Insurgent. Spot dodge baited out with the 5U charge. Yeah, 3 spears. We've walked ourselves to the corner.
with the interrupt on that rat race attempt there. We do get the blue again.
There we go. Send it with the monster can. Button tech.
Massive damage route here, side swap. No threat with another Hex here, but wake up jab. Insurgent had enough in this corner, but
Wake up spot dodge already ready for the red grenade. Elsa done her homework against this character for sure.
and look how much of the game plan is just negated because we keep spot dodging those grenades.
Yeah.
Missing that low Hex, a little unfortunate, but Elsa with the super reactions.
God, stellar reactions off of the super. Take away one of those BP. Elsa now with no meter, but has Insurgent. You know, if we're able to find a pickup into a seal, should be lethal, but how are you going to find time to set it?
So close. Nice 5L inter. Are you kidding me? The bravery from Elsa with this life lead. You may as well try to stick it out and stop.
Ooh, there we go. Catches you out with the second bounce of the red grenade.
Slow kill and the ult just to close out that round.
Feel the deflation of the crowd just fighting for Insurgent to put one game on the board, but that UDP still a threat. We haven't seen it this entire set, but we have to show it eventually.
Yes.
Especially knowing that it's lethal up against that corner.
Exactly. Does get that slow kill EX version here.
All right, match up to close combat.
I think it was that moment of hesitation there on the approach that really got called out. Elsa too quick to press buttons right now.
Yeah. You're close enough to find the spot dodge, but the spacing just a little bit farther from Insurgent, so the bounce catches you out in the recovery frames. UDP to escape once again. Elsa, no meter to rename.
And this is the thing, right? That Elsa, being 2 games up, she can kind of throw caution to the wind a little bit on these interactions here.
Yes.
Going for those alt reversals is less threatening when you have 2 games ahead.
Yeah. All right, Far H trying to play this Granblue zone again, like you mentioned. Bust out with the Flemic Thunder.
Spot dodge just in case. There's the close combat low.
Yeah, Thunderbird from downtown.
All right.
There you go. No wake up spot dodge this time.
Next up, good spot dodge here.
Ooh! My God, just barely threaded the needle with that EX slow kill. I thought we were going to get countered with the calculated.
Look at the difference in resources here, though, J2. 1 trade point left for Insurgent.
Yeah. That was scary. The one time we try and go for the delay Flemic Thunder, Elsa still waiting for the spot dodge. That's such a big risk with all these calculated, all of these spears potentially putting you in one touch.
Dash L pressure continues. Insurgent hoping to find an opening against Elsa, and it's not going to work with the teleport. Does get the Raging Chain, does achieve victory here with a very simple ground bounce combo.
There we go. Elsa continues her run in the loser's side. 3-0 over Insurgent.
Man, I'm racking my brain as well on the side of Insurgent here. Just how do we, as the usually just considered superior zoner, right, try to overtake Cagliostro here? And honestly, Cag, with the setup that we had, trying to interrupt in those spaces with low hexes and still keeping the threat of spear, right? Because right in front of you is a full combo extension. If you get caught by that spear, and Elsa remained very close to cover that. And we even saw some instances where we did get that trade out interrupt. And it still was covered by Elsa.
Yeah, and that's why they're calling this character, you know, this pseudo grappler, one of the best in the game on the Cagliostro, right? But still one of the best Eustaces in NA. Everyone, give it up one more time for Insurgent.
All right, let's hear Insurgent making a spectacular run this last month. Has been truly tremendous for him, and still with so much more to come in these online events, and still ARC World Tour qualifiers among us here, because we have CEO on the way and Evo around the corner, plus the announcement of Boston Blue Beach episode. And of course, we all knew it was coming. That Frosty Fossings. This will be a spectacular series, at least stateside. Of course, we do have across the globe with plenty of qualifiers in Europe to look forward to here, and of course South America, and even in Korea as well. So much, we're globetrotting here.
Exactly.
To our finals.
Yeah, and big shout out to that Boston Blue Bee team as well. Of course, me coming from the East Coast, I got a lot of love for the folks up in Boston. Shout out Dink, Tero, Thantis, and that entire team, making sure that we can have another stop on the ARC World Tour. I know they've been putting in so much work over all these years, but these gamers are putting in work to try and stay alive. Again, in the losers side, we have to find our other 5th place finisher as we head into our next match. It's Ryazo versus Monarch.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting here again. You know, the queen of zoners on the side of Monarch here with the Metera. Ryazo going to have to try to close the gap here with some of these empty hands. We'll see if Monarch allows for that to happen.
Oh, we got the kitten glove. I actually never see Ryazo use this skin. I never see him use this weapon. I would definitely hear it, but I never see him do it. So I'm really excited.
It's a notable weapon for sure.
I mean, if he switches at character select when we finish up the bun check, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I think he has to.
I know, right? You got to commit to the bid at this point. Looking mad comfy, mad cozy in the cardigan. I think it would just make sense.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot between Metera and 6 that can happen on the screen. Of course, quick closing out the gap here with the 5U interactions coming from 6, which we've seen Ryazo start to implement more and more in their game plan with some great surprises in that initial set against Xerom, but Xerom caught pretty quickly on to those interactions here. Yeah. I'm curious if Monarch will see the same thing, especially how often we saw those interrupts against Kazunkai for the same 5U interactions.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reactions from Monarch are just so tempered because we know exactly what we're looking for. Even with such good tools against zoners that 6 has, right? I mean, we mentioned the empty hand to go through with the projectile invulnerability, the ultimate Rekka just as this 50-meter jump scare in the mid-screen in case your opponent is getting a little bit too greedy, maybe trying to run out of the corner instead of, you know, trying to regain that space that they've gotten off of all this zoning. So Ryazo can really turn it to 200% on the aggression at the drop of a dime.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, right? It just, the aggression from 6 is absolutely terrifying at any given moment once those resources are available.
Yeah.
And we're locked in. You're going to get your wish.
We're finally letting the cat paws rock down here in the losers quarters side.
I can't let you have that one yet. Jaitsu, the cat's out of the bag. You
got
missed the cat's out of the bag. That was perfect. It was teed off.
You got to be kidding me right now, bros. I'm sorry. I'll get it next time. All right, losers quarters. Once again, we're going to let the intros rock.
Big move would be interrupted on your opponent's character intro.
Yeah, just like halfway through. You let yours rock, and then as soon as the other one goes, you just skip.
It's on the play.
I forgot it comes with the mask, too. I actually forgot it comes with the cat mask. Colon 3 versus the Stoic Zoner. We're heading on into a loser's quarters. Ryazo pulls up with the M gate.
Oh. All right, got that 5L here. Full screen position here.
Ooh, and the detonation too. Finds a clean pickup for Monarch.
That was a deep run from Ryazo. I was kind of surprised by that one there. Oh, tries to get the step, but again, Monarch ready for teleport.
Exactly, yeah. Even some of these techniques, right, that can sort of be, you know, 1% gimmicks, just now working out. Even the first time we see the Monarch with the throw bait on 5U. Finds a clean, quick kill.
Very queen indeed.
So true, Queen.
All right, Meow. Round 2.
Brandish the nails, round number 2 once again. We send it with the low arrow. Okay, I like that we're seeing feints from Ryazo as well. We know that Monarch's reactions definitely tempered against this matchup, so trying to bait it out, make him a little bit less confident. And again, that ultimate Rekka, the jump scare, as soon as we send the kiss of the butterfly.
Yep. Couple delay lights here. Quick snipe from Monarch. Not quite achieving the lead. Man, they are just swinging at air, but fortunately neither getting punished for it.
I like the preemptive 2H though, right? Because we see a lot of 5U to try and escape the corner, but no escape here for Monarch Ryazo. All right, we're going to spend this SBA just to try and put you at 1 BP situation, and now we're in pro range 2.
Run up, just into nothing. I mean, we respect the 50% coming from Monarch here.
Exactly.
A touch away from victory for Ryazo, but if you get distance between you and Monarch.
Oh, but now it's the tracking butterfly. You're in chip damage territory, but don't have any non-committal ways to send it. You have to find chip with ultimate empty hand, with the Rekka, or with the gate. There we go. Ryazo ties it up.
Quick run up there, shutting it down with the gate here, round apiece.
Battle 3. Engage.
The mask half broken as we head into round number 3. Half cat, half boy, but a full gate to try and take our turn. But Monarch, just perfect spacing on the 5H.
Does indeed get that interrupt here. Setting up with the butterfly. Such a threat. Goes for parry, but there's no forward approach here. Nice spot dodge, an empty hand with throw.
Okay. Able to hold your ground here in the mid-screen. Send out the kiss, ready for the 2H. Can we even call it a reaction? It had to be a read, knowing that Ryazo was looking for any opportunity to strike back.
All right, here we go. Goes for the step. Closer to the corner with that forward throw, and 5U interactions continue here with another throw. Low gate, but BC out for safety.
Yeah, looking for the throw bait there. Maybe a mash out. Still able to block in time.
A complete globe-trotting extravaganza coming from Ryazo from one wall to the other off that ultimate hand.
We go with the deep dash, the 2L, but the slap with the close L. It's Monarch for game number 1.
Oh boy. All right. I mean, you saw how threatening the rundown was. Ryazo, what do the notes say? I saw you glancing over.
Yeah, cheating on the exam. Looking at your, classmates' notes real quick.
Believe in victory.
All right, let's see if we got the counter to the counterplay.
Engage.
Ooh, actually, very scary. Yeah, like passed right through, but still Monarch coming out on top.
Exactly. This Zephyr is such a tricky tool for Ryazo to have to deal with behind the back. Finds the hit to even up the life lead.
All right, couple staggers there. 5L trying to push our way out of this corner.
Back down to the ground off the ultimate arrow. Yeah, clean throw tech. Oh no, the run under from Monarch. Ryazo thought he was tricky, looking for a throw bait off of the air gate, but nothing found. It's ultimate butterfly now.
That's just a bit too high. Sometimes you try to run under that and still get caught right in front of the gate.
Yeah.
2 ult Rekkas here, but the 5L is all that Monarch needs to close out the round.
And we're feeling the desperation now, right? We saw 100, barely any health left, so we had to make something with that ultimate Rekka, but even with 2 on block, nothing to be found.
Just wanted to reset for mid-screen here, but Monarch not going to let you get away with it off those 5Ls. Yep. Draws the line again.
Ooh. Okay, caught out of the empty hand startup.
See a way. Does get that cross medium.
There we go.
Jeez, but still firing off and already keeping you locked up with another butterfly setup.
Yeah, dumps the arrow, still has to eat the detonation of the butterfly. It's so terrifying to try and find your way in, but there we go. The gate catches Monarch out of that Zephyr.
Rekka series here off the wall for a full extension. No meter, but the damage has been done.
Yeah,
goes to the safe jump setup.
Yep, you get the empty hand. Fainted, but oh my god, there's so much screen space taken off of that ult arrow ender.
Right, because we still try to walk Ryazo down to the opposite side of the screen. For all intents and purposes, Monarch is in a substantial lead and clearly achieves the lead with a 2-0 game set.
It broke the mask and kept the onslaught on with the 5 H's and the arrows. Just so difficult to try and escape because you know, even with the meter for 50 on Ultimate Rekka, if we get sniped out, that's death. So finding any opportunity for Monarch to just be a little greedier on the zoning patterns, but he's stoic. He's chilling. He's getting the kill where he can, however slow he has to play it.
I mean, Monarch is such a tenured player, right? Coming even from BlazBlue and into Granblue, the return to Granblue, if you will.
Exactly.
Some might say never even left, really. But
right?
Being used to those tendencies, people trying to play through that offensive pressure by trying to rush things down with 6 in this way, like, Monarch is no stranger to it, especially coming from vanilla, right? Like, that's all that Monarch had to live through towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's focused up, he's locked and loaded and wants to make his way as far as possible on the loser side. He didn't even enter CF at Combo Breaker just to make sure that he was fully focused on Granblue, so putting it all on the line. One more game away from loser semis.
Yep, that concentration, that focus still holds true even after Arc World Tour Finals. All right, nice empty hand, try to slow things down once we get the snipe. And Ryazo, again, that aggression we talked about earlier, just trying to send it, trying to take back control of this fight.
Yeah. Ultimate empty hand, ultimate dive kick, but still no purchase found on Monarch. Looking for some feints, but still losing a little bit of space for you, inch by inch. Okay. All right, we're in off of the dive kick, but again, Monarch so content to down back.
EC out, still setting up the ult butterfly. Not a block stun, but that's a wall of hurt. That is a threatening space.
Yeah, still gets the tiny refund on block as well, so back up to 50 we go. No more break points available for a basketball bombo, but the EX rain puts you in one touch.
See, yeah, the 5L to interrupt the ult Rekka. Again, it draws a line. There's no distance between us here.
Yep.
If you close this gap, 5L will shut you down.
The humble 50-meter spend versus the Chad disjointed far L. Monarch 1 round away and 1 2H closer to this loser semis.
Yeah, counter hit positioning here. Another butterfly once again here. Ooh, nice hop. What a read on the empty hand here.
All right, now we set the ultimate butterfly once again. Empty hop.
Monarch sniping away at what is left of Ryazo's health, but a first significant combo coming back here in this round for Ryazo. Not going to build the meter, just goes for that safe jump. Need a couple more hits to finish the job.
Yeah, run up close to H, trying to catch out a fuzzy tag, but Monarch so ahead on the life lead, does not want to bet at all. The run up, UDP for the kill. Monarch takes it 3-0.
Yes, indeed, Ryazo trying to stop the onslaught from Monarch, and it's so tricky here. Even going for that light jab, right? Just trying to call out the run to interrupt a throw attempt potentially, or even a close, heavy start, but Monarch making a solid call out with that alt DP. Well played, but let's give it up for Ryazo. An excellent run here at Combo Breaker 2025.
There we go, added a respectable 5th place. 400 competitors, whittling it down to this final 4.
Right? Like, this is an intense series of events here. We have our final competitors, and man, I am looking forward to see how this final 4 ends up turning out, because one person is guaranteed a spot in Seoul, South Korea finals.
Yeah, exactly. It's that platinum qualifier. You're trying to find your ticket over there to the grand finals, that Arquoto finals for the 2025-2026 tour. I'm sure a bunch of you guys want that excuse to travel out. Well, not all expenses paid, but you do get the opportunity to, you know, step a little further beyond some of our borders.
You know, J2, COMBOBREAKER has been great and all, but there's one character that just I wish really could have made it. You know, we're a few days out from Galleon showing up, and you know she tried to show up here, and it's a shame she couldn't make it.
You know, one could even say I don't even recognize how she is anymore. You know, every year we all change. We have different forms, such as life. But
yeah.
That's how these things
Maybe
go.
we'll see her tomorrow. Yeah, like tomorrow. I
Yeah.
do know that they have a glorious show going on tomorrow to showcase the character a little bit. There's a what the
Wait,
Galleon.
big fan.
Big fan.
I didn't realize you were here at COMBOBREAKER.
That's right. We have Galleon here with us. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for a little bit of a treat from Psy Games. Check out Galleon, of course, coming later this week. You'll be able to play her glorious grappling skills and also some zoning skills out here. Y'all excited for some Galleon? Well, she's only here in spirit with us today, but we'll be able to play the character very, very soon. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, 61% off for Granblue fans versus Rising. Be sure to pick it up. Check it out on Steam as we get into our next set here coming up. Zane versus Xerom.
There we go. It's our winners finals. We're talking about buying Granblue, but of course we're trying to buy our ticket into that grand finals winners side. Zane pulling up here with the Grimnir. Xerom chilling on the Charlotta. And let's see it. Another first at 3 to stay alive in the winners side.
I'm throwing snacks to people, JT. I'm throwing snacks. Who wants snacks?
It's pistachios throughout the crowd.
Let's get some snacks out there. I'll try to toss to the chef. Heads up snacks.
Yeehaw.
More snacks over there.
Yahoo.
There's 2. Have some more snacks.
I'll join in the
We'll
festivities.
give some snacks to everyone. Gotta be primed and ready. Here's some salts.
Yippee!
Salty snacks.
Yahoo!
Oh, Galleon gets some snacks too. We gotta feed Galleon.
All right, you guys can snack on that in the crowd while we get back into our winners finals. Let's let these intros rock for our next set. Some real eaters out here in the crowd.
They hungry.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
Grimnir and Charlotta.
Yeah. So we have, I'm trying to think of the ways that Charlotta has to try and bring this character back down to the ground once the seals are set, right? We have LDP, interestingly, as this kind of newer tool. It's safe, it's -3. It picks ourselves a little bit up off the ground, but I think the seals don't really have a too difficult time of going around. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, she's just got a pretty simple anti-air plan here. We'll see if we can at least lock down that offensive pressure from Zane. That initial knockdown is going to be pretty critical to get the seals, which we have here.
Yep. Definitely got that initial knockdown, J2, and for you, we're up against the wall here with that lingering hitbox,
so
but we
smart.
run up and extend it with that 5U.
You got to remember 5U. If you are sitting near the projectile that is parried, you are going to get absorbed into that 5U from Charlotta.
Yeah, it activates the counter. Okay, sniped out, but still able to apply the boom. We were talking about it earlier. This LDP, the loops, to bring you so far away from the seals you spent so much time setting up.
Geez, see, we already threatened that space, right? Just in case we wanted to close the gap with the Gale Dash.
Yep.
Xerom was already there with JL, but unfortunately, round down, Zane draws first blood.
There we go. And it was an interesting decision right before the end of the round there where we're standing on top of the seals and we want to make our way back out of the corner as Charlotta, but we also don't want Grimnir to have those seals available on the screen. And then Zane put the seals right on top of Xerom anyway.
Ooh, nice. Already got the noble strategy into the grab here.
Yeah, showing the command grab pretty early on. Back down to down, back you go. Ooh, catches up the spot dodge there. Waits it out off the counter hit 2L.
Yeah, that stagger pressure going to be very critical here to open up the offensive options of the side of Xerom. BC away. So that's a strong lead, but watch your head. Yeah, full corner carry here. Brought to you by Gale Dashes, but side swap. You know, Xerom just so squirrely with these hops.
Ooh. And the LDP is doing wonders for Xerom right now. Again, trying to 5U your way back out of the corner with the flip, and now Zane in one touch, but still a bold mash out on that 2L.
Okay, off the wall, SSBA is available. We will spend it out here.
Holy moly, what a swap and momentum here. It's still not going to be the kill, even though we have no more BG to our name. But a throw is lethal, and so is a light confirmed.
Oh no, too early on the dash L while rising JL. A little bit of a scramble situation at the end that is not according to plan here for Zane.
The pistachio scratcher, the rising JL to escape the corner and still staying alive here. 1 round apiece, slowing it down a little bit, trying to look for a preemptive anti-air.
Oh, you know it's coming. It's Xerom.
Yeah, exactly.
That jump is imminent.
We're going to take to the skies. We're going to swap ourselves up with a dive kick as well off that noble strategy. Woo! They waited out off of that far H. Clean whiff punish here from Xerom.
Nice jump there. A little bit of that side swap.
I actually can't believe that hit on the same side. I thought we were going to cross up. I thought we were going to whiff entirely.
It's still same side again here. Spot dodge expecting a BC, but Zane is not going to give it.
There we go, button tech, but we have all the health in the world to try and fight back with, but nothing found off of that 6XM.
All right, couple Gale Dash away, baiting out the anti-air attempt.
Yep.
Nice float right above the alt spin cycle. Holy smokes.
You were so close to getting smoked, but still able to thread the needle. Now it's BC off the ultimate Honda hands.
Okay, nice spin again here. Out of dodge, still gets a Z formation that gets interrupted by Xerom taking the game.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get DP'd there and had to bid it all at such low HP, but like you said, Xerom takes game 1.
Jesus!
Now we've seen a lot of instant 6xH in place on some of the round starts. That's the first time we've landed the counter hit, but still barely anything gained from it.
All right, still got the Raging Chain to follow through. Not quite the corner carry we were going to look for, especially with Charlotta ball as a threat. Does drill for corner, side swap on Zane's favor.
Yeah, behind the back with the JL. Now we find another hit in the corner. It's still grounded, just consume the seals. We haven't even started the combo limit scaling.
Still gonna get the full set here, SBA.
Yep. There we go. Find a link up to SB. I really didn't think he was dead. I thought he'd live with a sliver, but still one more round quickly in the bag here for Zane.
Xerom shaking his head like, golly, I guess I got.
Yep. He's like, J2's seen this so many times before, man. His hopeful optimism is blinding him. Ooh, there we go. Dive kick to go not only through the tornado, but also threaten the seals in case we tried going for that jump.
A little bit of a whiff throw, and Xerom caught unawares there. Side swap still gets challenged. Nice BC for corner position.
Ooh, yeah, it's that rising JL that tries to catch out the air dash, but so far away from the seals and the 5U, able to escape.
Drill.
Ooh, okay, I like the idea. Something about the spacing made it so that LVP just barely didn't connect. Zane with a clean, super confirm.
All right, nice JH. Ooh, called out the throw. Zane, very tricky stuff, and sealing out a game for himself.
There we go, a deep delay in the throw bait. Just a matter of a few frames, just half a second, made Xerom flinch, so now we're tied up 1 apiece.
Yep, still trying to bait out some of those anti-air attempts has been a great call for Zane. Xerom still not able to lock things down, but it's interesting because both players are pretty dominant in the skies, really.
Ooh. Oh my god, trying to take dominance of the skies again with that jump back JL, but Zane just waiting it out, finds the box dash as well.
Nice shot. A couple seals to set up here, but JL once again. Quick denial of offense, leaping over the tornado.
Yeah. Finds a dive kick hit at least. A tricky situation to try and mash out on the walk back far H, but Xerom holding back.
Okay, watch it here. Oh boy, nice block button check here. Super, already stripping the final frame point. Xerom will have to get a hit, and SSBA trying to build that back up here as a defensive option.
Go, a little safe jump action, the clean walk back. Xerom looking for the delay UDP, but now Zane 1 round up.
Nice advantage. I think we found our footing here in the set.
Battle 2.
Yeah. Control certainly looking in Zane's favor at round start here. Look, maximum range away from Charlotta ball to able to get the triple attack.
Ooh. There we go, find the EX side, but nothing found off of the plus frame. Zane just playing it slow.
Good cross under here. Nice spot dodge.
Yeah, but backdash now caught out by the EX ball. Again, going for these rising JLs to be so preemptive about the dashes, even with the delay. Xerom just sends it 3rd, 4th time, and waits out the UDP as well.
When all else fails, you know UDP is coming through here to try to bully your way out of the corner. Xerom outlasts the impatience of Zane here.
Yep. It's a noble execution in the corner as Xerom tries to tie up the rounds once more. 2 seals available, but the wake-up close-up was the last thing on Xerom's mind.
Wow.
All right. Tied up off of the falling button. I wonder what we were looking for there, but round number 3.
Deep run in, maybe dash button there coming from Zane. Either way, EX, tornado, the 2H to tee it off. Sets up seals, doesn't need to follow through. Go the shimmy, but no reversal coming from. Oh my goodness, we tried to go for the JL again.
Again, yeah. So tricky. Just fine to spend all of the seals just to make sure that Xerom does not feel comfortable about covering the space of these seals.
Nice. Sitting right beside the tornado as a threat to deny Xerom the opportunity to challenge here. Respecting that the BC was blocked.
L-ball. Ooh, I wonder what we thought we were going to catch.
Maybe thought that Zane was trying to advance forward there onto the seals, but that tornado is really active still.
There we go. We find the link on the ultimate noble strategy. Not only does it give us the refund, the corner carry, now it has Zane up against one-touch territory. One diamond apiece. Okay, spend the seal to escape.
All right, got the JM. Nice off-the-wall extension even. Jeez. See, Xerom jumping in and out.
Okay, able to recover in time. Behind the back off of the ultimate ball. Sniped.
Oh no, it's a scramble here. One brave point left for Zane, but it's not going to even matter except for a raging strike.
No kill confirmed, but caught out with the chip damage. He wasn't in chip kill range just yet, but if you put a gap in between those special hits, like with the LDP, it's still the kill. Oh my god.
If we would have gotten that 2H and into Raging Strike, we should have been able to convert that into a kill right there. And Zane just not quick enough on the draw here. I mean, again, in a mad dash situation like that, it's going to be very difficult to try to close it out.
Maybe just buffered it a little bit too early off of the anti-air and dropped that kill confirmed. Now we're down one game. Still off to a great start here in game number 4.
All right, nice setup here with the tornado. Oh, dash ult does get spot dodge, but it's still going to be Zane's turn with the triple attack. Set up with seals. Ooh.
Yeah, all the meter in the world to dump on the J214U, and again the 5U on that lasting hitbox of the H tornado.
Oh, jeez. Scale dash.
Oh! All right, that was a clean confirm. Bring us back down to the ground with a JL Raging Strike. Zane fights back.
Right, I mean, Xerom still trying to go for those air-to-air interactions to interrupt the advantage that Zane would achieve from those Gale dashes, the escape routes, and it's still coming all Zane out on top.
Yeah, see, now we're seeing a little bit of hesitation. It's exactly like you're saying, Zero. We've caught out some of these rising JLs so often that Zero, I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to do? Maybe I try and catch the landing instead. And now stuck against the wall. That's BP down.
Let's dash up for corner here. That maximum range. It slows things down with the ult Charlotta ball. So you can interrupt the startup here of the next move.
Ultimate ball, ultimate tornado still fighting back. The 2U into 100 hands. Ooh, spot dodge, trying to bait out a DP.
Heck, even a BC off that interaction would be good.
Exactly. All right, box jump here for Zane.
Nice. She'll jump with the low.
See it? Ooh. There we go. Far H behind the back. This is a lot of good damage to even up the life lead. Ooh. Still 3 seals, but a jump in is clean off of the far H. Xerom, you have SBA available, but instead we spend it. Refund off the noble strategy. This should be the kill.
Xerom now sitting on match point here. We'll see how our next opening gamut works out here. Zane needs to establish control throughout the set, which Xerom has been denying so much. That's why we see the tornado right in front of us here. Another Gale dash does get interrupted again.
Yeah, there we go. Just the 6XL to get us a little bit more corner carry off of that air-to-air, but Zane still fighting back again. Spends another Brave counter off the plus frames.
Yeah, ult, holy ladder. Into double strategy low. Pulls out the box dash, but not early enough here. Does get the BC for corner.
Yeah, all but a guaranteed point to try and put yourself into the corner, but not able to find a side swap off of the jump over. Zane should be able to cash down to SBA, really even up the BP situation. Oh, instead we're looking for the high-low. Clean block.
Oh no! That 5U definitely going to get punished here, and I do believe Zane is about to achieve victory. Needs one final touch, the Raging Strike, tying it up in games.
There we go. All right, we're going to final game here. Over in the winners finals. Let's rehydrate before the last one.
I don't think I've heard that sound.
I've never made it that late into the rematch screen against Grimnir. I'm not gonna lie. I'm already saying GG's. I'm fist bumping. I'm like, yeah, O2 much next game. All right, send it. Game number 5. Started off strong. The classic H tornado set up the 4 seals. Now Zero, I'm thinking, do I want to go for the anti-air or just advance on the ground to try and catch out a TK dash?
Ooh. So you're gonna throw, but a late tech. Nice holy ladder.
Yeah, this is so good. Not able to find a second pick up there, but still lots of good damage. A quarter carry off of the dash.
All right, into the wall we go. Next combo route, next touch is all that Xerom needs to get the kill.
Yep, then the EX version. Yeah, we're already down 2 BP. Doesn't even need the full combo. Xerom back on set point.
Xerom starting to really read in those tendencies, chat. And crowd, I want you to start paying attention to some of these sequences from Zane here. We start to get a little frustrated when things don't quite go our way. Those late techs into DP, that's about the third time we've seen this set happen here.
Yeah, we're feeling the desperation. 2 lost interactions, just trying to scramble it back. We have 50 meter available. Wait it out and bait it out. No brave counter for Zane. All right, link it to the ultimate Psycho Crusher once again. We set the seals.
Oh my god, safe jump though.
There we go. It's so much easier to punish these supers in this version. Now Zane up against the wall. It's a clean build for the 100 meter. We are going to final game, final round. You hear that? It's the power of the Z Fighters cheering on Paragon's own Zane to try and stay alive in the winner's side.
Crowd, Zane needs your energy to survive.
Battle 3. Engage.
Here we go. A little bit of a backdash.
Yeah, I like the end ball to try and catch out the backdash, but still recovers in time. A little bit too slow. Oh, and behind the back of the double air dash, spend all the seals. All right, we can J2 one for you. We can go for the ultimate seal set, but instead hold on to the meter and run up for a throw bait. Save it for the super. We have a Raging Strike to pick up after this and the SBA after.
Okay, not gonna kill, but this is... Actually, wait a minute. I lied. I completely lied. That absolutely was gonna kill.
There we go, just so much off of that grounded extension. Zane staying alive and securing his ticket into Grand Finals, winner's side.
These two, again, Kame Zone, Xerom still in it here. Gonna be sitting on that loser side, of course, as he said. But on Zane here, locking in that victory. I mean, it looked pretty much like Xerom had Zane's number throughout the set. Being able to go for those JLs to interrupt the Gale Dash time and time again. And you can see the frustration through the play from Zane here, trying to find those next opportunities, especially in the corner. And yet still coming out on top here, making a lot of great calls in terms of like baiting out some of these anti-air attempts and still finding significant strikes to move forward. How did you get, can you even eat those?
She's a magician. I'm sure she can make it. Oh, see, there we go. It's part of a dragon's diet.
I guess so. Pistachios for all here. You know, of course, one of the sponsors of Combo Breaker 2025.
You know, it's funny, as we were kind of handing them out to the crowd, I was like, you know, Zero can't even eat these pistachios, but he's still so generous, sending it out to the crowd. He's like, you know what? Enjoy them on my behalf. We got chili, we got dill pickle, and I'm sure a bunch of other flavors that I can't even recall.
Right here.
Okay, that's all we got.
Just,
I mean, it's still pretty good. We got the chili crisp as the action continues to heat up here once again in the Granblue top 8.
There's no shells on these. This is very convenient.
Shells?
Anyone want pistachios? Got some pistachios over
For the
there.
one time. I see quite a few hands raised.
Some more over here. There you go. We have pistachio ramathol.
Well, that was crazy. I'm not going to lie. Right next to me is Ryazo. BSG was like, yo, let me get a pistachio J2. I just see the... That was crazy.
The complete denial. Oh, Callisto, why aren't you in the glossary of Granblue, huh?
Yeah, why isn't Wake Up to You super part of the in-game glossary?
We need to solve that problem. We'll get that taken care of.
I might be the worst ever at throwing. I apologize. You might have to shield yourselves with the signs real quick.
With these?
Not intentionally.
We got some over here.
I just
Anyone
do
else?
have no
Anyone
ball.
else? Let me see if I got this.
We'll do one more.
Almost, almost. Things are getting a little nutty out here.
It's like I have a chef's hat.
Oh, the wind took it. The wind took it, but you still got it. Nailed it.
There we go.
Metera.
All right, while we're having our shenanigans back over here, we're button checking up again on the losers semis. Monarch versus Elsa.
Oh, man.
Going nuts out here in the crowd, man.
I'm going nuts in this set right now because it's Monarch versus Elsa. I'm going to be stressed.
Who do you think we're going to be pulling out for Elsa, you know, in, again, this really deep character pool? The Versusia, the Cag. We haven't really seen the Cat outside of hovering maybe in a character select option.
Right, so I feel like so we already tried Cagliostro for our last set here. We did end up achieving victory, advancing. But I think this is the time where we show Versusia. We're going to try to snipe out that full screen position from Metera, especially with that EX pillar.
Yeah.
Grenade is also going to be a great showstopper against Metera here. We'll see how it navigates, honestly, because I think those two tools alone are going to make things a little bit tricky here for Metera.
Hold
really?
up. Elsa just wants to hear the MP3. You're not going to get it out of me.
Ah!
There we go. Okay, the Cagliostro comes back. I was going to say, one of the big strengths we think about Versus here, right? I've seen that PNG over 5L like 1,000 times at this point.
Right.
But it's not something that you're going to be putting as a stop sign against Metera.
Exactly.
She's the one trying to keep that space, right? So one of those big strengths just absolutely mitigated. So maybe just trying to stay as tricky as possible with the Cagliostro as we head into our losers semis.
Yeah, I mean, again, you still get a couple teleport opportunities. You do have Rock to help you out in the zoning game. Setting up low hexes to deny some of that space, but we'll see how it plays.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a reason why we saw more Cagliostro over the life of Granblue over Metera, right?
Yep.
So
It's like Mean Girl versus Mean Girl.
you know, I know that show exists. I've just never seen it.
You think there are people in the crowd who don't know what that movie is? Like at all?
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. It's been 10 years of Combo Breaker, JT. That's a whole generation.
A whole decade here, but trying to be that champion of the 10th anniversary as we head on into it once again. Elsa trying to make her way through with the far H, but immediately poked out of the seal set. Monarch not letting you get away with it.
I'll tell you later, but my mind just got blown about 10-year stuff. All right.
Time passes by fast, but so is the HP. Okay, nice. I love the use of the ultimate spear, that counter zoning tool, in case Monarch feels a little bit too comfortable sending these arrows.
Oh my goodness. All right, try to get the EX spear.
Yep.
Outside the range here, these normals come from Monarch, but not from the barrage of specials.
All right, just chilling out here. Elsa, HP getting chipped away at, but you're not trying to be too predictable about the counter zoning. Again, that 100 meters available for an ultimate spear. We're weathering the storm.
Ooh, nice. The showstopper, the 5L.
Yep. Ooh. Okay, trade for trade, but this puts you just barely out of chip damage range. It's not exactly what you need. Elsa, you need a big confirm. And it's all coming up Cagliostro, but look, barely any damage because we're so far across the screen.
No, didn't get the full animation.
Yeah.
But at least got a little bit of breathing room, but that 5L, I'm telling you, is going to be a problem. It's also going to erase those low X's, which is why I'm surprised we opted for this Cagliostro here to start things off.
Okay, a little spot dodge. Saw an animation, maybe thought it was going to be an arrow. Tried to charge up a 5U, but a big whiff on the spear.
All right, huge follow-up here. Butterfly locked in. Just going to let it pass by. A nice spear here. Able to get that opportunity to get out of the corner. Nice throw. And another one. Empty jump even. If you're not going to tech it, I'm going to do it again.
Yep. And I'll do it again. Just standing on business between the hexes and the spears, but far elf, a really safe way to just clear this out.
All right, nice. Ducking the arrow shot here. Spot dodge. We're threatening that space. And nice challenge here.
Uncharacteristic aggression from Monarch there, right? The deep run out of the corner, maybe just forcing any escape out as we were gradually getting backed up against the wall, but Elsa just ready. We saw the whip from the far end immediately before to try and stop the approach, and Monarch ran straight into it.
I mean, the only time we saw that was in the set against Kazunkai, right?
Yeah.
It was just the run-up alt DP, but Monarch didn't have the resources to do so.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have even been lethal in that situation, so no, maybe a blunder there as we head into round number 3. Finally, another confirm off of these butterflies.
Nice. Actually calling out the spears.
Yep, spot dodge on the ultimate version as well, so no refund on that 50-meter spend.
All right, trying to reach with the 5H, not going to connect. Nice, and again, as Elsa tries to navigate through this flurry of shots. Ooh.
Yeah, I like the super jump just a little bit early enough to avoid the butterfly detonation, but a clean pickup, the 5H, puts you right into range of that butterfly right behind.
Okay, one touch is all that Monarch needs. A simple 5L will do it.
Yes.
We are in chip territory.
DC arrow is a factor. You have to be ready for this if you're Elsa. Run up SSBA is a factor as well. Oh, but still no animation. Again, so much to work through as Monarch only needs one more touch.
Literally just anything. Anything will do, but Elsa found a way in with the throw. The high hex, able to return the favor. Elsa will steal victory.
We haven't even finished the set. That was game number 1, but what a way to start it off.
I can't believe it. You literally only needed. I'm getting flashbacks to a very similar scenario in Combo Breaker history.
Yeah?
One touch away from victory, you had your opponent dead to rights. Now, granted, it was for a reset.
Yeah.
So fortunately, the stakes a little less here.
A little
but
lower, yeah. We're already in the lower
I'm going
side
through
of this
that
loser's
PTSD.
bracket, right? Yeah. I'm getting flashbacks to Throwback Thursday on this fine Sunday afternoon. Taking a second at the rematch screen. No scroll through the notes, just thinking, all right, what happened? I was in control of the round for so long. How was I not able to find my chip damage kill?
And sometimes your opponent will just lock it, knowing that they can't take any more hits.
Yeah.
So they still try to close the gap, and very successful was Elsa for that sequence.
Here we go. All right, set the double air seals. Looking for a confirm off of any of these spears, maybe even an overhead as well, but we're not going to get into that effective range here for Monarch.
That's the first time we saw 2U for Monarch here, huh?
Yeah. Okay, walks into the spear. Not the worst thing in the world. Trying to air stall off the air TP, but gets 2H straight out of the skies.
Staggered, nice. Nice dash L here to interrupt the low hex setup. So chipping away and blocks that spear. Ooh. What a recovery.
And sniped right back into the ultimate butterfly. Yeah, last time we tried super jump like that, we were a little bit closer and a little bit farther away from the wall, so able to avoid it at least, but in this situation, it ended up being a checkmate as soon as you left the ground.
Yes, indeed. Look at, again, 2U calling out the setup again from Rock this time.
Good attack. 6XL pressure, wiggle, wiggle. But nothing found, 2M sniped.
Wait, yeah, I got caught looking at the butterfly, so I understand getting called out by that 2U, because boy, oh boy, that was from downtown.
Staring at the sky, trying to police that 5U Zephyr movement, but again, that 2U that Monarch has really started showing in game number 2. All right, Rain of Arrows just trying to chip away at Elsa's HP. Look at the health lead. Man, he's committing so hard on these lights.
May as well. I'm not going in either. I'm not giving you your opportunity to escape. It's, how are you going to get out of this triangle?
She said, help, help, assist me, help. All right, gradually walking our way out of the corner now. Monarch said, all right, I've hit far L too many times, so let me go for a close, the backhand slap for Monarch to tie things up.
Monarch said, there's no way you'll escape out of this tetrahedron. All right, back to the notes, back to the hydration here.
There we go, Elsa taking a second.
I don't know.
I think the Cagliostro has been working out well. I would be surprised to see a swap up on the character.
Metera locked in already.
Yep.
That's we're thinking hard through it. Again, I feel like for all those reasons, Versusia might be a good pick, and we do have Versusia locked in and ready from Elsa, making the character change. I'm telling you, that EX pillar, the down special with the grenade, both great interrupt tools against Metera. If you put out that grenade, you're interrupting the hop opportunity there from Monarch. So you are going to control space as you start walking Monarch down. We'll see how the rest of the set goes, because this is a big commitment here for Elsa.
Yeah. Just put out the Lingering Will with the orb. And I think the thing about it is, you know, space control for Cagliostro is setting out those seals, right? But you have so many non-committal normals in Metera's toolkit to be able to clear, especially the ground seals, right?
Exactly.
We saw so much 2L, so much far L. But now with this active hitbox that's just putting up this top side, maybe it makes it a little bit harder, especially as we've been showing a lot more to you.
Exactly. And look at the reach that Versusia is going to have to stand medium. Like, there's a lot of great corner carry for this character. All it takes is a single touch, and you're going to get coast-to-coast combos with her. So here we go, 1-all in the set.
Okay, looking for the Nimbus immediately. A hard call out on the 5U, but nothing found. It's okay, we trade off the pillar. All right, Lariat from downtown.
Ooh. All right, tries to go for the forward special here, the EXTP, but no jump arc from Monarch yet.
Yeah, using EX Pillar, I mean, again, an incredible tool for counter zoning, but when it's down, Monarch just feels so comfortable sending out the arrows.
Ooh. And you'll notice the game plan has changed here for Monarch. We're not utilizing the hops in the fashion that we used to. We're comfortable just sitting full screen and still firing away. Great. Pillar's down, so now you have to approach B. Big run up here from Elsa, but the tech gains all that space that Monarch is looking for.
Yep. All right, looking for the low arrows so we're not immediately proccing the butterfly until we find the tracking.
Actually, a really big moment right there. Monarch took a few steps forward to make sure that they were within a threatening range to set off the butterfly detonation right after the lariat. So even if Elsa decided to make the approach.
Oh, no! 2 drop take converts. We could have had lethal by now. Elsa still fighting for this first round. Oh, caught between a butterfly and a hard place. The arrow rain brings us back down to 30 seconds left on the clock. The mash out on the 2L. Monarch stays alive. A heartbreaker of a round for Elsa when we had a couple opportunities for lethal.
Absolutely. You do not let those opportunities go passing you by.
Battle 2.
Getting the second round here. Monarch already with a big commitment off the EX shot.
Right, Alright, get this pickup here. Resetting the orb. No, spoke out with the 5 Ls. Ooh, yeah, tried to set up another orb, but the immediate short hop coming from Monarch. Ooh, sniped out of the startup with a spike.
And that's kind of the scary part about setting out those pillars. That slow startup leaves you pretty vulnerable.
Yeah. All right, we have the 5U install, just looking for any opportunity to bust out, but traded with the 5H. Ooh. Yeah, no Zephyr to be caught. We're trying to find these hard callouts with the Nimbus, but no anti-airs. And barely any help for Elsa. There we go. Even off the Versusia switch, again, we were seeing a lot of situations where we're putting the EX orb on the screen that just makes it an unmesswithable situation to try and advance on and get some space on the Metera, which was working better. But as far as the actual round count goes, as far as sealing things out, I wonder what Elsa's thinking. The Cagliostro working a little bit, but these clear weaknesses versus Versusia, where we had the opportunity to kill, but something about clutching up and just swapping over the muscle memory didn't work out.
Yep, absolutely. As we still lock back in with this Versusia pick, and again, you'll notice the complete tone shift coming from Monarch, right?
Yeah.
Not making that forward advance, willing to play the zoning game, because why would I? I could just still fire right through these projectiles, interrupt some of your pillar play. There it is.
Or for Butterfly, but just wait out the duration, right? Monarch does not have to, you know, risk himself running into that hitbox.
Yep, shut down another startup of pillar here, so Elsa gonna have to bide her time a little bit longer. Interrupt on the down special even.
Yeah, there we go. EX Orb was down, but the pillar wasn't. We made our way in off of the hard knockdown, and a huge counter hit for Elsa.
No early drop. That should have been a sequence into the super. And Elsa, blunders like that will really cost you at this point in the set.
Yeah, we can feel the nerves coming out from Elsa. Some of these opportunities to try and counter zone, just not working out. So leaving us on the back foot.
Neutral jump here. Tries to go for the ult. That would have given the crumble. Oh my goodness.
Did that snipe out the backwards 5U just trying to escape with the short hop?
It sure did. We got high enough where that pillar connected there.
Yep. All right, spot dodge on the arrows. We're gradually losing so much space. Look at the health on Elsa.
Oh, worried about the ult Butterfly. And yeah, you're right. That health, a single shot is all it's going to take for Monarch to close the round.
Yeah, notice we've been so on point about the spot dodge reaction. So Monarch finally looking for the slow arrows, which again is scary. It's scary on the Cagliostro because of the spike. It's even more terrifying on Versusia because of that pillar.
And there it is, the snipe out here. Still, the fireball detonates the Butterfly, but Elsa's nowhere to be found. Oh my goodness.
Didn't get air unblockable, just a little bit too far for that close L to reach. Ooh, and able to avoid the explosion of the Butterfly too.
Oh!
All right, Lariat, no purchase.
Yeah, you gotta remember, Alt Lariat is not invulnerable here.
Yeah.
Even to projectiles, you are not warping right through it.
Exactly, it's no empty hand. It's a jump scare tool and definitely a bust out that you have to show from time to time, but Elsa already down to 50%.
All right. Wow, wow, huge for Elsa to get that shell, despite Monarch giving a wide berth to that ult special. Elsa now siding in the corner, but what a reversal from Monarch.
Yeah, and look at all the space we have to traverse once again. Tries to get to the approach, but blocks in time. Not a full commit to the dash here on Monarch's side.
Good roll. Here. Monarch with the closest out, does get the ult connection here.
Yeah, should have gotten so much more tempo off of that, but the Butterfly keeps you locked out. It's chip damage territory. Will it reach for the full screen of the SSBA? But again, it's no full cinematic. You still need one more touch before Monarch chips you away, and the backdash is sniped. Monarch moves on to losers finals.
Excellent play from Monarch here, and even excellent play from Elsa. Let's hear it for Elsa's performance as well, folks.
A stellar fourth place finish, playing with her heart on the line, but it is the end of the run here.
I can't wait
What
for
a
this
set
character
to
to
watch.
show up. This is going to be fun.
That's what I'm saying. I think this plush might actually be as tall as me. I'm not going to lie.
So, you know, if you stand closer to the camera, then you are much taller than the... Actually, here, hold on to this one. Therefore, see,
This is like 5'11 versus 6'0. That's what streets are saying. I wouldn't know.
Man, you know, being introduced to Galleon in this way has been fascinating. As we all know, like, I am somebody who is not pretty well versed in the main game, and now over time becoming more and more well versed in the main game. And for the longest time, I had no idea who this was. Now that I know, I have to give respect to Galleon now. I have to.
What's good, what's poppin', gamers? We are back with some more Granblue top 8 action over here at Combo Breaker 2025. It's our final 2 sets of the evening. How are we feeling, everyone? There we go. I'm excited to bring you these final two sets. Of course, it's J2 hanging out with the homie Zero Syndicate. How we doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You know what? They've given me the Galleon plush. Where's all the Galleon merch at? Where do I go for Galleon merch? I know that they have a space. Look at this. They got the shirt. Look, the Amazon storefront that Psy Games have put out is a fantastic space. They have a ton of prints for the graphic t-shirts. It has most of the cast of the game. In fact, I'm also looking for some Belial merch as well. I could use some of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We could use a refresher. It's been a little bit since we started off this top 8, so let's see how these gamers ended up getting here. Of course, whittling down this top 8 down to our final 3. Zane tearing it up past Insurgent and past Xerom into that Grand Finals winner side slot, and now Xerom and Monarch fighting it out for the opportunity to fight through in that Grand Finals loser side.
Yes, indeed. Xerom up against Monarch will be our next set here in just a moment. I see Xerom locked in right now, ready to go as we wait for Monarch to return to the stage. There's a whole lot of competition going forward here with our glorious expert Galleon to assist us with his final 3 competitors here. This Arc World Tour Platinum qualification. It's a big opportunity here. Seoul, South Korea is going to be the final stop for Arc World Tour this year. Truly a worldwide experience.
Yeah, I've never had a chance to stop on by South Korea, and I know a bunch of you guys are the same, so hopefully either whether you qualify in or if you're fighting for your life in the LCQ to try and find some of those final spots, hopefully we'll see you guys there.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be a glorious time here. It's already been a spectacular start for the whole series, and EVO Japan was quite the start. We already have our 1 guaranteed qualified player here for EVO Japan, and of course Brussels Challenge was another great spot to check out. Definitely check out the top 8 for both Guilty Gear Strive and Granblue, as that was some stellar competition as well. How y'all feel about this losers finals here, huh?
Oh yeah, the crowd is ready and waiting. We got all the shrimps excited for our next set. These signs are so good every year, man.
Every time.
Every event, every year.
I love that it's just the global standard for Granblue fandom at this point. Like, even watching EVO Japan, these signs were there for the top 8 of Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. So thank you so much for spreading the love of Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. Tell your friends about it. There's a free version that you can play right now if you want to just check it out if you're a little curious, but also 61% off right now to get the whole Season 1 cast in the game.
Again, it's such a pleasure to be over here at Combo Breaker 2025. Get to see all that offline vibes in person.
Yeah, and you know what? Even to see the camaraderie at the Arc World Tour Finals this year was truly a sight to behold, because all of us just wanted to get games.
Yeah.
We're finally together in one house. No matter where we're from across the globe, we're all getting as many games as we could. I know the players that qualify were in the Players Lounge, constantly grinding sets.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about Granblue, is that they're all competitors at heart, but also they want to grow and become the best competitors, and they're helping each other do that here and at every single event throughout the Arc World Tour. Let's hear it as we get into our losers finals. Make some noise for these folks.
Oh yeah, that final 3 once again, and the seats are filled in the crowd right now. We let these intros rock once again. Yeah, it's about to be violence on the screen.
Very violent.
Charlotta versus Metera, right? We've been seeing a lot of the jump scares with the ultimate balls, trying to take to the skies to anti-air with that LDP, which I think is going to be one of our preemptive answers against Zephyr, right? This short hop coming out from Metera, but still weathering the storm, being careful about our spot dodge and roll timing, especially when we can trick things up with 5H, fast arrow, slow arrow, and all these different angles of approach.
Yeah, it's another classic matchup here from back in Vanilla. We'll see if Xerom still understands the matchup here. That's the one thing, like, we've had years of experience at this point for coming from Vanilla and spot dodging and passing through some of these projectiles, and Xerom finding no issue navigating that mid-screen against Monarch.
Yeah, trying to be a little greedy, didn't want to have to hold the plus range, but ends up eating so much damage and corner carry for it. Instead, the 5U opens up here with the falling button on Monarch's side. All right. Waited out off of the butterfly and off of the ultimate arrow. The detonation gives us a full confirm. There's no 100-meter behind it, so you go for the hard knockdown off the ultimate arrow.
Like a little spot dodge. See? 5L. I'm telling you, great button.
Destroy my beloved. The ultimate TP finds the kill as well. Monarch up around.
Battle 2.
All right, going into this round 2 here. We'll see. Nice. Already got the lead. Into a dive. Already got that full extension for corner. Off the wall we go. Sets up. Helm Splitter even stays high.
Yeah, surfs up, heads up. You got to be careful. I mean, it's just barely chipping away at the HP, but it makes you think about standing up, which opens you up to that command grab as well. But watch behind the back. It's the JH right behind.
Xerom, I mean, just, again, so squirrely with these hops coming from Charlotta. Massive round, not the kill, but a throwaway will do. Oh, we tried, we knew!
All right, little backdash action, send it with the far L.
Got that rainfall here, nice block, and set up the unblockable situation. Does go for the low to make sure we connect.
Yeah, I was surprised that first rain actually didn't end up triggering the butterfly. It was just barely the tip of the detonation hitbox. Speaking of the tracking butterfly, we got the Semtex to explode in game number 1.
All right, referencing the notes, even though we won.
What worked, what didn't? How can we tighten up the play? Of course, both of those rounds going down to the wire, but we got game number 2 up next.
Nice hop here. I would have got hit. Y'all, I know you got hit by that cross under. That was crazy.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Ooh. We'll take it to the skies once again with the dive. A straight hit here for Xerom.
All right, nice roll through here. Immediate confirm with the Raging Chain.
Yeah, that low butterfly not going to find any purchase with the detonation. Xerom is already in close quarters.
All right, off the wall we go here. EX hands, another bounce.
Yep. I love the refund routing here. Just cash out all the damage you can. Still, 50 meter available to bust back in with an ultimate ball. But instead, we run up with a shoulder check. It's 6-6L for round number 1.
All right, excellent first round to start things off here. Xerom spending all resources necessary to achieve victory.
Yep. All right, what is it now? A much slower start for both of them. Ooh. Sniped out of the noble strategy. Just barely off the ground with that far M.
Ooh. Yeah, excellent anti-air. A little bit teed off right there. As we carry for corner.
All right, wall bounce. Micro dash, set the butterfly, and finds a clean confirm.
There's that 5L interrupt there. Oh, no!
And these crossovers catching on Monarch.
Nice hit the combo limit. Helm Splitter to come through.
Yeah, a little reset off the combo limit. Noble strategy, but again, another bust out from Monarch. One more touch could be enough if it's a clean confirm to Raging Strike.
No way, no way. Oh, blocked it.
No!
No!
Yes! No! Now no BP left for Xerom, no meter in the bank. You're fighting for your life as Monarch has 1 diamond of his own and all the meter in the world to check you with ultimate arrow.
Right, good snipe. You need 1 hit. That's all that Monarch is looking for. It
whipped!
What a jump in!
He threaded the needle, he avoided the invincible reversal, and he's still finding the kill. Tie it up here for Xerom, 1 apiece.
Absolutely insane series of events with Xerom still coming out on top despite being at such a life deficit there. It's literally a touch. It's all we needed. Feel familiar, Monarch? Feel familiar?
I actually cannot believe that whip.
That was insane, right? We had the anti-air. Why did the anti-air?
You were like 1 pixel above where it should have hit, but now we're tied up 1 apiece, waiting it out off of the rain. All right, low arrow just to make sure we're not procking the butterfly too early. No air unblockable at that range.
Ooh, and again, perfect jump arc here, able to get that anti-air. Nice, actually opened up here, interesting. I wonder if we tried to go for ball at that point. Just didn't get the input.
Yeah, we had the 50 for it if we wanted to spend, but thankfully didn't lose it off the counter hit. Cross through on the 5H.
Quick 5L though, nice. Built the interruptions against Xerom and backdash away. The final shot has been taken. Round up for Monarch.
Evasive movement. The kiting from Monarch is insane. Just looking for the backdash as he's orb walking his way back to the mid screen and up 1 round once more.
Oh no, wait a minute, hold on. I saw this last game. The exact same series of events that just happened after the first round.
Exactly. Checking if Xerom is awake at the wheel. Maybe a little bit too greedy on that throw. Just flash the guard button. Oh no, G-Mac gets you punished over here in the corner.
Right, hit that combo limit here.
This guy's no anti-air attempt.
A little early on that jump, and I'm surprised. Again, no anti-air to come through, but Monarch is low on health, fighting their way out of the corner.
Yep.
And that explosion in the way of a Charlotta ball potential. There it is.
Yeah, just ended the butterfly early in case we're going for a H-ball.
Oh, the trade?
I thought we just missed. To be honest with you, I wasn't ready for the pickup either. Monarch just content to push you back into the corner.
Good spot dodge from the rainfall here. Outside the air shot, not going to work out. 5L and Monarch slowly backing away. Needs a little bit of breathing room to try to lock down Xerom.
Ooh, the noble execution, the SBA, straight through the 5H. There we go. One game apiece, one round apiece.
Battle 3. Engage.
All right, fade away. Zephyr into the arrow, just in case Xerom is looking for an M-ball, which we have seen on some of these round starts. We're content to go for the walk back.
Oh, jeez, the parry to come through.
Probably would have ran out of the duration by that time, yeah.
Still lingering here, and nice slowdown here. You blow out the butterfly. That's an opportunity to go for the ult to close the gap here. Slow down that recovery.
Ooh.
Dash L is the opener.
Wiggle, wiggle, 6XL. We don't build up the 100, but we have all the raging strikes and the ultimate double strategy to find lethal. Xerom up another game.
Xerom surviving by the skin of his teeth throughout this set so far.
Yes. All right, Monarch taking a second, just staring at the rematch screen. It's not even a reconsideration of the notes. It's mentally going back into that previous game. What ended up getting me hit?
Just dawns on me here. You know, couple Arc World Tours ago, Xerom was the first to qualify. This time around, the first stateside qualification here. Is that potentially going to happen again? Or will Monarch stop the run here and now?
We could see history repeat itself. We could believe in victory as we head into game number 4. Xerom weathering the storm once again. Not really going for any of these aggressive round starts because Monarch's been doing a good job of just showing a lot of this fadeaway arrow. Stop that.
Attack BC out of that corner.
Yep. Ooh. Scared. Thought we were going to get crossed up again, but these throw whips into the jump over JHs are doing so much on Monarch.
Okay. Holy Ladder tries to go for the high-low mix.
Yep.
Does end up going high where Monarch survives this one, but look at the life lead we have. Noble execution.
There we go. Only grabs you if you're standing. It does such a grip of damage. We have the bat. No! SBA, don't go.
All right, but look, we got the tip.
Oh,
no matter
there
what
we
we're
go.
taking it after the hands, we go for that flash.
Might not have even been able to spot dodge it, right? Because you had that second hit of the DP on the way back down. Unless you went for an SBA on the wake up. Either way, Xerom on set point.
All right, you wanted to draw the line here. Rolled into trouble. Okay. We at least got another rainfall. Butterfly off the field. Big jump arc. Unblockable scenario, though.
There we go. Close enough to get the close H.
All right. Locked into this corner. Spot dodge it. Look, that Charlotta ball was quite a threat. The ult edition going to get blocked out, though. We're desperately trying to get out of the corner, and Monarch is going to deny it.
Yeah, good scout on the backdash, but just a hair too late, and now Monarch finds the anti-air to tie up the rounds.
Okay. Round apiece. Monarch fight for tournament life.
Battle 3. Engage.
Still set point here for Xerom. How do we make our approach? 6XL is the check. Oh.
See, every round 2 it's been, or well, now we're on round 3, but it's been that interaction, a deep run up, faking out for the throw.
LDP Ender up against the wall. We're trying to find any way to be tricky with the noble strategy. Instead, maybe tries to run up with a poker and anti-air, but Monarch goes unchecked on the Zephyr.
Nice. All right, so locked in with the butterfly here. Spot dodge and spin cycle to slow it down. Trying to run away from the ult butterfly. You do not want to get caught. BC, you survived it.
I thought the late active frames of the butterfly would catch you out, but still able to stay alive just by a hair.
That flashing guard does get the BC.
Yep.
Whipping a couple far heavies there.
Yeah. An ultimate ball up against the corner is lethal. You have to play this perfect, Monarch. You know Xerom is looking for the opportunity. Oh, no! It wasn't the close heavy! It came out as the far 5H, so Xerom able to land and find the punish, securing his spot in the run back. Grand Finals, loser's side.
That is so devastating. You were literally right there for the unblockable scenario and just one step too slow to achieve victory there.
Yeah, it came out as that far normal. Otherwise, we saw that air unblockable work just that previous round. We knew we had the game plan ready, but Xerom sticking around in the hot seat as we head into that Grand Finals loser side. But one more time, everyone, let's give it up for Monarch.
Excellent showing here and a great share of points for the Arc World Tour qualification as we still continue on to this final run. We're going to get a qualifier here today, folks.
There we are. One more. This run back of the winners finals when Zane sent Xerom down into the loser's side in such a nail-biter of a set. So we've been fighting for our life over here on the stream setup, but we also have that loser's momentum. Xerom, is that going to be enough to not only find the reset, take it 3-0, and do it again?
I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed right now because if Xerom does this again, history repeats itself one more time. But then we got Zane over here. How we feel? Zane, I'm rooting for you too. I'm stressed for both of you.
You think Zane is rooting for Zane?
Zane is kind of
He's
rooting
okay,
for Zane.
yeah.
Okay.
He's like, if I needed a cheerleader, I'll let the crowd do it on my behalf.
I mean, this is a matchup we see in online brackets time and time again. These two have crossed paths so many times before. You're trying to lock down Xerom's short hoppiness, right?
Yes,
you know, with the little jumpy Charlotta, the Nat of Granblue Fantasy versus Ryazo. I mean, it's much larger than that, but you know,
Not much, I wouldn't say much, but you know.
Whoa. All right, you're asking for it.
I could say, as a 5-4 king, I can say that. Anyway, you have to, you know, be very proactive about trying to police some of these, you know, tricky jump arcs coming up from Charlotta. Of course, the LDP, right? We saw that in the winners finals, where he's doing such a good job of policing so many of these air dashes, which, you know, when we have oh, what we got going on here? Is that Charlotta?
Focus.
Is it a believe in victory kind of? Maybe you got to turn down the brightness. Dehance.
Dehance it. Oh, I see that.
I've learned from personal
Chipotle
experience.
card, by the way. You want to use that?
Oh, it's like stuck in the phone case? That's kind of sick. I told the timeline before I left for Combo Breaker I'd get a Chipotle card for the Nimi Nightmare. Thankfully, we got one. 1 out of 2.
Nice.
All right, but
Free
they're fighting
Chipotle.
for much more than the Chipotle. They've already got the free bowl.
They're fighting for a whole trip to Korea.
They're going to be stopping by Seoul, South Korea. One of these gamers, once again, for a platinum qualifier of the ARC World Tour.
I'm clutching my galleon right now.
It is very comfy.
It is. It's so soft.
I feel comforted. While the tension is so high in the air for our final set of the Granblue Top 8. I'm sure you guys are super excited for the action. You're going to button check before we get on into things.
Yeah, of course, this Grimnir play again. We've seen it before. Feeling great after that victory, able to close it out against Xerom. I think it's at this point usually where Xerom kind of figures out the opponent, right? Once they fall down to that loser side, they make that miraculous comeback, right? We'll see.
This is the grand finals we see so often, both in onlines, you know, WASD, TNS, Paragon Line. We saw it, you know, at ECT as well. So many of these situations where we were just tearing it up between these two. Hey, is that the pistachio though? Oh yeah. Shout out
Don't
Chili
forget-
Roasted.
Get your pistachios.
You know the grand finals was spicy.
The pistachios are also sweet chili spicy or
yeah.
chili roasted.
Shout out Pistachios, giving you guys your, you know, snacking needs throughout Combo Breaker 2025.
All right, get that warm up here. All right,
I think the fireball button works.
I gotta ask one more time. Who thinks Zane is gonna take Combo Breaker 2025? All right, we got some folks wanting Zane. What about Xerom?
That's pretty even. I'm
It
not
is
gonna
pretty
lie,
even.
we've got fans
You know
on both
what?
sides. I think I heard a lot of people cheering for both. They said, let's go both players.
It's been
Cop-out answer.
It's been 10 years of Combo Breaker, but it's also been 10 years of Granblue Fantasy proper, the mobile game.
Yes.
Granblue Fantasy. But we
I
are
was gonna
here
say, yeah.
about halfway in to a decade on Granblue Fantasy versus Rising. Very close as we continue to rise to this top 8. Our final set of the night.
We go Zane versus Xerom. Once again, this run back from the winners final side. Zane sitting pretty in the winner's side, only needs one more set to win, or Xerom has to reset the bracket and do it again.
Galleon, predictions, please. Oh, that's a bold prediction. We'll have to wait and see if that comes true.
That's how she thinks it's going to go down,
Yeah.
telepathically. A humble knight versus a glamorous soldier.
Aren't knights soldiers as well?
So true. I mean, we were talking about tower defense when Metera was up on the screen, right? But definitely going to be a screen pollution type of deal as we head once again into game 1 of Grand Final. Zane versus Xerom.
It's still a game of tower defense. Look how much Grimnir towers over Charlotta.
I mean, yeah, tower's up in the sky.
Ooh.
After trying to air dash over, but finally caught by the Koenig shield.
Got the spot dodge pretty early on.
Yep. All right, EX ball, nothing found. We're back over to the mid screen.
That parry almost actually connected there. That would have been devastating for Zane. That would have set back to the mid screen here for Xerom.
All right, stagger off of the close L's, but far enough to find that 2U.
5 health. Right, alt spin. Oh no, no counter hit to follow up though.
Nope. Fadeaway JL, again, respect on the seals.
What a dive. Able to corner carry, and the routing, so smart from Zane because you can utilize those last 2 seals to finish the combo.
Yep. Yeah, didn't even want to let you get away with the space that you got off that EX ball, and a clean anti-air and side swap comes out from Zane.
Would have done more damage if you would have popped the face in.
Yeah.
Should have cut it, Zane.
Do a little tuning on the super animation. All right, we got the single seal. Not going to be able to activate the others.
Uh-oh. All right, trying to lock things down. Gale dash. Not going to get interrupted. Final break point spent for Zane.
Yep. There we go, 2-1-4 to escape. Now we're standing on business. Standing on the seals with the TK dash. BC out, and we waited out for the throw.
This is going to be wild. Like, I'm going to lose my mind no matter who wins out of this, because if Zane does take this W, settles it early. Remember, again, the tail end of Arc World Tour was nothing but Zane running sets.
Running sets and running amok. Caught off of the Honda hands, but still not able to find the wall bounce. Oh,
What a chase down. Wanted to punish so bad. Still got this one, though.
all right, recovers in time. That's 6-6H for the wall bounce.
Oh, still got the chase on the backside.
Yeah, but no confirm because of the side swap.
5U.
Caught off of the 5U.
All right, finishing it out here. Keeping it simple. First game, going to Zane in this grand finals.
Go send it with the Cyclone. He heard our calls for the Chuni call.
That's why I killed. It would have
There you
killed
go.
if he didn't do it.
Exactly, adds the 1 extra damage. All right, Xerom taking 1 second here at the rematch screen to reconsider, but no, we are back straight into the action.
1. Engage.
Nice
Sam
setup.
waited out behind the seals.
Good air to air though. And we're still fighting for that corner. Nice backing off, retreating to a more advantageous position with those Gale dashes available. Still not getting her open. Ooh.
Yeah, so tricky being surrounded by those seals. The TK dash threat is so terrifying. Still standing on business with the far L to challenge. Xerom weathers the storm.
Off the wall here. Yeah, we just reset. That's a potential setup for Seal, but whiffing it entirely, trying to go for a throw, and Xerom's already, again, a very jumpy player.
Go pick up there. J2U.
Nice jump back in. BC back for corner, and Xerom in control now.
All right, just knocking on the door, but just YOLO 2U's out of the corner.
Nice.
Yep. All right, standing on the seals. We have the air dash available.
BC away. Ooh, looking worse for wear. A couple lights. Not able to finish the job.
Yeah, a couple lights, but only a couple diamonds on both sides.
BC trying to bait out an anti-air attempt. It's not going to work here. Zane trying to work their way to the corner with the 5H off the wall. Finishing the job. Zane is a roundup.
And 3 rounds in a row for this guy. Sitting pretty in the winner's side, not even giving Xerom an inch to try and fight back.
Battle 2. Engage.
Dash L is the opening gamut here. No seal setup though.
Oh, yeah, a little too far for the wall bounce, but again, puts you in the corner. The roll on the 6XL is bold from Xerom. Runs yourself back up against the wall to get the close H anti-air.
Okay, 5H. That's a corner carry here.
All right, set the
Nice.
seals, wait for the U-ball. Yeah, tried to catch up the startup of that dash.
And notice, we get right back to the seals. I'm not in the corner. You're in the corner with me because we have more Gale dash opportunities.
Oh, no!
Good jump. Trying to get the anti-air though.
Yeah, tried to go for a walk back, and unfortunately just got whipped entirely. Xerom with a huge counter hit.
Excellent.
That might be all according to plan here though, eventually, if we can get out of this corner, which Xerom giving no quarter.
According to Keikaku, Taskete with the brave counter, sniped with the LDP, and a clean counter hit puts the round on the board for Xerom.
It's just as he called, and you can see exactly why it's such a threatening option to have. That light DP, the quick snipe out of the sky, prevents you from proceeding forward.
All right, jump it out, wait it out. Again, the rising jail is a threat. Waits on the other side.
All right, ooh, the pass through, and still able to get that interrupt. 50% life lead on the side of Zane.
There we go, ready for it this time. Still got a couple seals up in the sky, waiting for the throw bait, but instead it baits the BC.
Actually, Jade-Su, I think we got a game 2. Oh, no,
Oh,
it
not
dropped
quite
out
yet.
early. Wasn't
Yeah.
quite able to get the meter.
Exactly, we're at that 96 on the final hit. One more hit for Xerom, needs 2 more solid chunks to try and bring this game back.
Oh my goodness, BC. Late tag. Another one.
No one ever does 3.
We just want chip at this point then. Still far away from it though.
Oh no! And there we go. Xerom with the patience and the heat of the moment baits out the UDP and ties things up 1-1.
I'm nervous wreck. Absolute nervous wreck.
I'm a Pocari Sweat over here, man. I'm terrified on their behalf.
Believe in victory. Battle.
But a
1.
stoic expression once again across Zane's face as we head into game number 3.
Oh, yo.
Catches out the walk back. Yeah, it only catches you if you're standing. Ooh, there we go. Throw out the plus frames. Behind the back over the Brave counter. Poke out with the far L.
You cover the skies with that the Hell Splitter.
There we go. The snipe out. The bust out.
Yep. There's your strike. There's your super.
Yep. Noble execution up against the corner. One more throw is enough. Ooh.
The 2L sealing the job.
There we go. The walk up. The slight delay maybe to catch out a fuzzy tech from Zane.
Battle 2. Engage.
Opens up early. You ran into it. That's your fault. That allows for a seal setup. But again, the Helm Splitter to interrupt the kill dash escape route for Zane.
Yeah. Being a little bit more greedy right now, we're trying to delay the air dash just so we're not getting caught out by rising JL. So instead, we're seeing a lot of noble strategy to dive right behind and not even have to deal with the threat of the seals.
Oh my goodness. All right. J2U.
Ooh, run up to H.
Nice. This time around, interrupting the Holy Ladder Light Edition.
Oops. There we go, the 2U swipe, nothing found. Off of the noble strategy, fade away to the air dash and clean confirmed to the SBA to slow things down. Okay.
Side swap here does hold on to the guard, but finish too far away, but does get the overhead.
Didn't quite kill off the air dash confirmed, but 6-6M is going to do the job. A little flip to tie it up on games and tie it up on rounds.
Okay. Even on rounds here, but who's going to take that lead? Ooh. Yikes. What a shot. Dash L is the big opener here. Only slightly mitigated, but we do get the reset.
All right. Bust out off of the 2U. We find the jump out off the hard knockdown. Double spot dodge. That's scary.
Oh, very scary. Oh! Alt ball destroying that special here coming from Zane.
Yeah, just going through the empty noble strategy. Thought that Zane would wait things out. LDP, clean pickup.
Backing off here, the back tech. Ooh, BC not going to deter Xerom.
Go
Chase down and quick audible from Zane to call out the kill dash to stay alive.
Yeah, the fadeaway JH and the U-ball brings you up against the wall. Xerom now up 2-0.
Okay.
All right,
Believe
right
in
back
victory.
into the action.
Battle 1. Engage.
Damn, and a 6-6L to start things off too.
All right, nice low.
Yeah, ended up getting low profile in the far H.
Okay, nice little Gale Dash, corner carry to use the second one here, the final seal of the 4. Keep blocking, calls out the BC attempt, but not a full conversion.
Ooh. There we go, tried to bust out with what I assume is a U-ball, but 50 meter down the drain for Xerom. Ooh, wiggle wiggle 6-6L, my beloved. Now he pushed you all the way over to the East Coast side. No, EX ball. Ooh, jump back JH this time.
Yep, and still the same box dash there to catch. You know, no backward retreating for Xerom here off the wall. You have meter.
There we go, Raging Chain. You have one more in case you need it, the basketball bombos.
I love the fact that we're utilizing those Gale Dashes to deny the escape route of Xerom. Every time it's been that jump back button to try to catch a Gale Dash, but Zane too quick.
Ooh, far view to escape. Box dash once again, tries to catch the preemptive ball with the far L, but instead, Cycle Crusher brings us all the way over to the corner.
Ooh, empty to throw.
There we go, no high, no low.
Let's find out. Oh, ooh.
Behind
Too
the back.
short. Too short.
O-ball, U-ball, sends it. Yeah, not far enough to get the seal off that air dash, so we challenge, but still caught up on the other side out of the jump. Zane policing the skies and sends it with the wind gale. One game away from reset and one game away from taking it home for Zane.
Oh my gosh, 2 all in the set. 2 2-all in this set. Do we get a reset? Or does Zane close it out here and now?
Let's see, one rematch locked in and another as we head into game number 5. All right, a tornado between you and me, trying to stop a preemptive ball off the round start. Chasing you down.
Oh my goodness, the JH. Big conversion. Should we get that wall bounce here? Set up noble strategy potentially. No, just goes for the low, rather.
Poke out with the far M, just wait out that EX tornado.
Goes for the air special to shut down the air to air from Xerom.
There we go. This is a tricky seal configuration that we got going on here, but not tricky enough to stop the LDP. Back into the corner you go as we whiff the L ball.
All right, good guard check here, but the late tech, Zane needs to mount a comeback right here now, but too late on the 5H press with a jump in for Xerom.
There we go, noble strategy for a little extension, all the damage in the world. One more Raging Strike is not even necessary. Xerom on reset point. All right, Zane, the people want to see final game, final round.
Dash L is a great way to start it. Ooh, but the parry.
Bust out with the shield once more.
Ooh.
Swiped out of the skies, it's a clean 2H.
That's
Okay.
the ult DP. Yeah, that's right there. Nice late tech. Yo, that's the parry! Quite defied you to do it.
Yeah, I didn't want to get baited off of the dashes off of a potential LDP whiff, so instead just waiting for the parry on the way down. Smart from Xerom.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he gets the wall bounce!
We have 50% meter left. We should be able to do this here. There it is, Raging
No!
Shade!
Combo limit saves you, still need one more. Chipping away,
God,
and it's a bash out! No pickup!
Still achieving the reset. Xerom closes it out. It's the 3-2 reset here. One more set of Granblue rising.
Staying alive by the skin of his teeth. Not satisfied with that winner's finals performance. Wants to take it home when we get one more set.
That could have been a massive blunder. That final chip sequence there, we could have had Zane follow through, but instead spent 50 off the ult skill instead of maybe if we went right in SSBA off the confirm to potentially, I don't know, like we still, I'm trying to remember the BP count because I think we had 2 BP at least left, so still
would have had one more
close.
Brave counter in the tank, but just to limit some of those defensive options, increase that damage as well. That's how it goes. But game number 1 of the reset.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Okay, here it is, the final game, and the tension is palpable in the room.
Yep, the crowd waiting with bated breath. Once again, caught out with the 5U. These air dashes not working out for Zane.
5H though, nice interrupt.
Here we go. 2U on the hands. Again, the jump over, but a little bit too high on the jump in to find a full confirm.
A big jump, trying to go for air to air, the parry again. We're
we
seeing
go.
more and more of that coming from Xerom. Nice off the wall.
Yeah, the swipe out with the 2L.
Quick super spec here. All the better because next combo will be the kill. Oh, as long as you confirm it, spot dodge. Xerom is locked in, baby.
Plus on whiff, my beloved. Still enough time to dodge off of the Raging Strike, the baited Brave counter.
Battle 2. Engage.
Ooh, backing off here, giving a little bit of room.
Get out. Stop the approach, but at what cost? Sniped out of the landing of the 5U. Woo! Ooh. Yeah, clean pickup off of the wall bounce here. 6-6-H to stabilize the combo.
Ooh. All right, a little bit of the shimmy action here, getting away from those seals,
Yep.
away from the corner even.
There we go. Yeah, fine. Not even looking for the back throw. We just really want to avoid the seal situation from Zane.
All right, another spin, back at it again.
Oh my god, they're still there.
Yeah.
Oh! Anti-air close out. Not the biggest confirm in the world, but it stops here on the momentum. What's happening? Oh my god!
What do we do at the super? We close out the round here. Zane takes it.
The DBZ install, the devious air movement from Zane.
Battle 3. Engage.
All right, backing off here. EX setup here. Just go for the EX seal, but look at the noble strategy.
Here we go. We saw that situation before where we tried to go for the dive kick, blocked it out, and still got caught up by the lasting hitbox. So going for the command grab this time to entirely avoid.
Taking to the skies. the air special to avoid the Holy Ladder. We send for another Helm Splitter to bring it right back down.
There we go. Only hit the second hit of that LDP, so no full confirm. Still vying for dominance off of these seals.
Okay, off the wall. We still get the full extension here. Combo limit achieved.
Yeah, there we go. Airborne hit stops that from being quite as big of a conversion. JU?
Nice launcher here. Super. Xerom gonna draw first blood in this reset. The first game. Can Zane stop the momentum?
Shining onslaught from Xerom. So hot off of that reset point. Let's keep the momentum up.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Backing off here, we do get that full setup. Key into starting up this offense for Zane. Nice scale dash.
So much we get off of those double seals. The grounded confirm brings us all the way over to the other side. Clean confirm into the wall bounce.
H. Oh, nice. Ooh, gonna get that Helm Splitter once again here. Holy ladder.
All right, behind the back, chilling up on the guard button. Yeah, take this, guys. We still had one more seal to be tricky and escape to the mid screen. Fine with a straight hit.
All right, Tornado set up with additional seals to try and chase things down. Nice! You thought you could cross under, but I'm still chasing after you off the wall. Wait a minute, massive combo opportunity for Zane.
Here we go, spend the Raging Strike. This takes away another one of the BP post-cinematic. You already know how this goes. It's the kill for Zane.
It's because of the face. The face killed it.
It's true.
Face killed it.
Power of the Chuni.
Battle 2. Engage.
All right, again, this backdash off of the round start. Catches out the noble strategy immediately. Sends out the tornado post 2H.
All right, dashing away, baited up the parry, but the JL with the interrupt again in that sweet spot of where the seals were set up.
Yeah, ended up being able to confirm it as well. So much corner carry just off of that falling button.
Push it back, nice spot dodge.
Yep. Ooh, the
cross
walkout.
under, yeah. All right, so 50% life lead here. Super will be active on the next combo, as long as we don't spend any ult skills. Ult to get out though for Xerom.
Ooh, spot dodge. Wonder what we were looking for, maybe an LDP, but either way, eating quite a bit of damage, and now it's lethal up against the wall. We're waiting for 50 to bust out with a U-ball, but it's close out for Zane.
This should be enough for Zane to at least get the resources to set up for.
I wonder if Raging Strike would have been able to kill. The base damage is so high. Now you give Xerom one more opportunity to strike back the JU. And the smile crosses his face. He's living on borrowed time.
I'm shocked we didn't at least go for Raging Strike to
Yeah.
launch, or maybe even ult skill to try to get additional damage there.
Maybe you wanted to save it for a second. U Tornado just in case, but unfortunate.
Oh, no, mistimed on the Gale Dash there. That was a fair call, but Xerom was a frame later on that spin.
Yep.
All right. Oh, the parry didn't work? Okay.
Yeah, behind the back. Speaking of, the dive kick just crossing through.
There it is.
Ooh.
That one will.
There we go. Stop the dash. Stop the grab.
Lost on Xerom will get to the wall here. Wall bounce into super. There it
Raging
is.
Strike straight into the SBA. There we go. The Shining Onslaught. Not quite enough to find the kill just yet. No UDP. I love the delay from Zane. You know we're trying to bait it out with that early noble strategy.
All right, BC out. Have to be so careful. Zane wants to try to close this round.
Oh!
They're in air!
Oh, if you were just a little bit closer to the wall, it would have been the wall bounce, but LDP. Again, these jump scare tactics on Wake Up.
That's 3 games straight, Jade-Su.
There we go. He's letting the momentum of the crowd just carry him through. A smile once again crosses his face.
Xerom taking a drink, and also Zane here taking a moment to calm themselves, recenter.
Believe in
Take a
victory.
drink, take a moment to think. Xerom hot off the momentum from that reset.
Dash him as the round start. We just leap right over Tornado, but still get caught. Small advantage for Zane right now.
Yep. All right, bust out with the Braid counter. Just trying to advance our way past these seals so they're not an issue. But push back right into them. Clean confirm from Zane.
Nice lift off here.
Door bait.
Oh!
Ooh, jump out.
Oh, and baits out the BC attempt. Excellent throw. Woo!
Lands on the way back down. Got to be wary of that second hit. Again, another spot dodge. I wonder what Zane is looking for as we get caught by that second close L.
Not quite enough to get the resources here. Combo limit is achieved. The throw. Ooh, again, every time it's a deep run-up throw bait here into the wall. That's a round. Xerom is going to sit on tournament point.
It's been an absolute shining onslaught ever since the reset point. Xerom 1 round away from this qualification into the Arc World Tour Finals.
Battle 2. Engage.
Okay, runs right into the tornado.
Zip
watch.
zoom. Nice, continuing the combo. Grounded here so we get an extension here. There's our DC. Oh, but the side swap here for Xerom, maintaining the control for the corner.
Yeah, spot dodge off of the Brave counter. It's not going to get you a punish, but one more diamond down, no free turn. Whoa! Just barely avoids it with the downright.
Oh! Look at the resources that we have here. We're going to hit that 100.
Still not going to be enough to kill, even with the extra damage off the BP drain, but we put you in throw range.
Zane, if you got anything left in the tank, now's the time, but it's not going to happen. The Helm Splitter here from Xerom will bring victory in our first qualifier, repeating history once again. Xerom advances, your champion of Combo Breaker 2025.
Insane work off of such a close winners finals, down to the wire. That final round, final hit sent down into the loser's side, but it was the revenge, the momentum that he needed to make a clean sweep through this grand finals.
It was so close for Zane as well. I mean, in those final moments, it just started falling apart. It's that deep run up, those jumps coming from Xerom that caught Zane darn near every time. Let's take it to the stage and give these awards to our competitors. In 7th place, that looks like Kazunkai up there. And then also tied for 7th place, BlueSkyGuy. And in 5th place, we have Insurgent. And then also tied for 5th, Ryazo with the 2nd medal for this weekend. 3rd, oh, there's a, look, man, I saw one, it was all covered up. 4th place, Elsa. That one's the 2nd medal. And in 3rd place, make some noise for Monarch. And then 2nd place, Paragon Zone, Zane. And then, of course, your Combo Breaker 2025 champion at Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising, Conmay Esports, Xerom.
Once again, your champion and another qualifier for the Arc World Tour. But one more time, everyone, make some noise for your Granblue top 8.
Yeah, it's a spectacular show this weekend, and again, it's been great to share it with all of you, whether you're watching at home or live in the venue. We can't thank you enough for supporting the game and also supporting this community that we love so much. J2, it's been a real awesome pleasure hanging out with you for this top 8, man.
It's been an absolute joy. Every time we get to spend time on the mic, you already know it's a blessing, and it is a blessing getting to hang out with you guys offline. I mean, 400 entrants for Granblue here at Combo Breaker, full seats in the crowd to watch our top 8 action, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Zero, any last words for the people at home?
You know what, as always, thank you again. Be sure to pick up Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. Again, it's on sale. There's no better time to pick up the game except right now. But that'll do for us here. Until next time, everybody, stay happy, stay healthy in later days.
Peace.